Nerds with Coffee.
Welcome back, fellas,
Welcome back today.
to another episode, Nerds and Their Coffee.
That's right. We're gonna get some ASMR up in here. You ready? Oh,
My.
oh my. Wow.
Oh, oh.
All right.
Okay, we're done with that.
Now, today we're gonna be talking about a whole bunch of stuff as we usually do, as we have been.
Yes,
This is only the second episode, so I can't say like we usually do because
we have so
Yeah.
many episodes, let me tell you.
Bazinga.
Bazinga!
Let's get into a random little news thing. Number one, did you hear about the music artist David?
I did not. I have no idea who he is.
So he's the one that made the what's that called? That romance song where in the back of my mind I killed her. That, and then he also did um I feel like I have to play it for you, but I can't.
Yeah, we can't
Um
do that, but
yeah.
I'll look it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's not looking good for him.
Okay.
So I shouldn't laugh because it's a horrible thing, but he had left his Tesla parked somewhere and it's been gone for a while.
Is that about the girl who's...
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes, so you do know a little bit about it.
Well, I just heard about the body.
Yeah, so essentially they found this girl's body in the trunk of his Tesla.
Oh,
And so they were like, "Oh, well maybe someone must have stole his Tesla and like done that." But the problem is he never reported it missing. And then they ended up identifying the girl's body, and it was this woman
Yeah.
named Celeste. And she's not really a woman. She would be 15 years old. And so everybody's just like, "Oh man, that's terrible. Man, I wonder who took David's car." David stayed completely silent this entire time. And and so like people went back and were like looking at his stuff and all that to see if by chance maybe this was him. And like he had been dating her. He's 20. He would have been dating her when she was like 13 and been like in contact with her since she was like 11 or 12.
That's terrible.
And yeah, so they people were like, well maybe, we knew he was dating a Celeste. Maybe it's not the same one. They just look similar. They have matching finger tattoos. It looks like there's a picture of him paying off middle schoolers to not tell anybody about their relationship. And then her mom had said that she had a boyfriend named David. There's like Discord chats of them. There's texts and stuff. Her brother talked to some people, and it's...
God.
Yeah. And if you go back and you listen to David's songs and stuff, a lot of the time specifically at least one of them, he released on her birthday. And then like a bunch of his songs have all these like lyrics that like it's almost like him confessing.
Why would he do... That's...
Yeah.
Well, prayers and condolences to
Yeah, no,
that
seriously.
family. That's terrible.
Yeah. It's crazy seeing people being like, maybe this is all just a misunderstanding. And I'm like, there's no way. It's not looking good. Yeah.
Wow.
The only reason I bring that up is because it's popular media. People really like his songs. One of his songs was like really linked to like Invincible and stuff. People,
Mm,
for whatever reason. Um, so yeah.
let's see. Well, before we get into the full topics, how are you doing today?
Well, after that heavy one that I just threw on you,
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm all right.
You okay?
Got an exciting weekend.
Yes, as you've told. Congratulations.
Yeah, I can't say too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
He's got a new Spider-Man suit coming.
no, no.
It's actually a thong. Just kidding.
I've thought about buying the thong dance belt, and I just can't do it.
You can't?
I can't bring myself to do it. I'm always a full seat guy. How are you doing?
You know, I'm okay.
Yeah,
It's been a little it's been a full week.
right.
Yeah.
Do we need to talk about more heavy topics? Shit.
Well, let me tell you. No, it's been all right. I think this week has kind of been a week where so I haven't been that close with my faith in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I've been struggling quite a bit for a while, especially like, trying to focus on mental health, spiritual health, all that. But it's a lot of self-hate, and, just
Mm-hmm.
a lot of that kind of things that I guess everybody goes through. But I've been struggling for a while, and this week has been kind of an eye-opener for me a little bit. Like I've gotten a chance to really just at a certain point I just had to just talk to God. I've needed to kind of feel his love, and I'm not a perfect human being, you know.
Nobody.
No one is. So, I'm it's a rough road, but I'm trying to make my way back. So,
Yes.
it's I did feel really close to him a couple days ago, which was really nice, but again, I'm just trying to find a way to get back to him a bit more. We'll be talking about this too, but especially
I
trying
have
to put it
questions
into,
based on.
yeah,
Yeah.
about our films and really making sure I know what I'm doing this for.
Right.
So, yeah, but this morning I'm doing pretty all right. A
That's
little
good.
tired.
Heck yeah. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. But I got some cool stuff I'll show you later, which will be revealed into the film for later.
It's gonna be revealed to me. I'm getting
He's part of the
exclusive.
crew. Yeah, I need to review it first before we just publish it. But
Uncut.
the uncensored,
Unfiltered.
unfiltered,
Unfiltered. Triple
triple.
cut.
Yes.
Right.
All right. Well,
So, one question I had is what
yeah.
was the idea for your characters? What were your biggest inspirations?
For Night Fighter.
Yeah, let's go with Night Fighter
Okay.
specifically. I mean, that is kind of
Right.
the main daddy-o,
The
if you will.
main big daddy of the universe. Yeah.
We love daddy.
Okay.
We love a big daddy. I'm
All
a big
right.
daddy fan.
Shrek 2027.
Wow.
What?
Oh, he's a dad, all right.
He's a dad, all right.
Washed up effing dad.
Do you ever wonder what happened to all the other kids? Only just showed his daughter, but he
They
had
probably
like 5.
all like had like heroin overdose.
I was just gonna
Like it just gets really dark. Like Shrek's just like, yeah, they found a needle in her arm.
Oh God. Yeah, so Night Fighter. Boy, well, the origin of Night Fighter is actually pretty interesting. This is the inside scoop.
You're
He was
scooping my insides, man.
the scoop of the
Sorry.
inside.
I couldn't even say without giggling.
Night Fighter was originally Waterman. He was it's hard to know whether George the Pigeon or Night Fighter was the first character I created.
George the Night Fighter.
George the Night Fighter,
Night
yes.
Fighter the Pigeon.
Night Fighter the
They do a
Pigeon.
weird fusion.
Oh yes, the crossover
Coming up
event
soon.
coming up soon in 5025. No, Night Fighter. So I've always wanted Night Fighter to be this, like, what's the word? Not angelic, but like, I'm blanking out today. I'm so sorry. This fantastical character, right? But I didn't want him to be Superman. I didn't want him to be perfect. I didn't want him to be a god or any other character. Surprisingly, actually, when I first renditioned Waterman, he was a version of Sandman and Venom mixed together. That was, instead of
Sand
symbiote,
goo.
it was water.
Sand goo.
Yeah, it was water.
Did you ever have, as like a side note, did you ever have like the Spider-Man 3 like goo toys where they would be in the little canisters?
No, I never got a chance to actually have a lot of toys.
They dried out a lot.
Yeah.
They were like notorious for drying out. My mom and my dad bought me a bunch, and then they're like, "Yeah, I don't know why we keep buying it. It just keeps drying out." I'm like, "But it's so cool."
It's so cool. No, I had a figure or two of Spider-Man. It was more the, all articulated movement, but
Yeah,
gosh, I miss those figures.
yeah. The toy
miss-
biz.
Dude, toys suck these days. The way well, it's just they're not how they used to be, you know?
Not
Hasbro
anymore.
was really good back in the day when they
No,
had that.
anymore. If you want like a good figure, it's gonna be like from an import. It's gonna be like a Japanese import.
Well, it's crazy though too. I looked up that Spider-Man figure,
That
just the articulated
the
Spider-Man,
SH
and it's
figure art
like
one.
$112 if you can get a good condition
Yeah,
of it. And I'm like, oh,
I got
what?
that new Marvel vs. Capcom Spider-Man. I pre-ordered him from SH Figure Arts. He was like $100. A lot of it's due to tariffs, but yeah, I was like, "Oh, this is such a bad idea," and then I was like,
It's worth
"Oh,
every
but he
penny
looks
of it.
so good. I love the colors, and yeah,
Yeah.
I think it'll be great when I get it. I'll just pay this not $100.
Oh, it's only
For
20
who?
bucks, guys.
Probably cost them like 10 cents to make.
Yeah. No, Night Fighter was, yeah, Waterman. He was a mixture of Sandman and Venom, and actually, he wasn't an alien. Well, he was and he wasn't. So he was an alien, but he went to Earth, formed into goo, and
As you
turned a
usually
human.
do, yeah.
A human named Tom got exactly. So that's why I just kept the name Tom throughout the iterations of Night Fighter, but
Okay.
his human name. But there's a human, I think it was like Tom Wilson, and there's an asteroid that came down, kind of Monsters versus Aliens style, except it didn't like hit him, went
Right.
down, and then it affected him. He went to it, and the powers, the goo, came into him, turned him into Night Fighter. It was Waterman at the time, but there was two brains, if that makes sense.
Oh, like
So
a
the
Moon
human
Knight, like a Moon
was
Knight
talking
situation.
to the knight. Yeah. So he was it was pretty cool at the time, but
Nice.
with rights of DC and Marvel, there's
Yeah.
Aquaman and
I was also
things like
gonna say Waterman,
Waterman
is
and
a Spider-Man villain. Yeah.
oh yeah, see, so I couldn't do it, so we ended up drastically changing the story, but
Right.
the inspiration of him as a whole, I wanted him to feel human.
Mm-hmm.
He was an fantastical mystic character that thought just like everyone else did, and he could be hurt like everyone else. He is stronger, he could withstand more, and he has abilities, but he at his core was just a human like everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
The difference of him to me was he was better than I was. And I wanted a character where I was like, he was my golden child, but I wanted to strive to be him more,
Right.
because again, I didn't have that self respect for myself. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to make this character to be this just good character, but there's damage to him. And I wanted to put some of my own damage into him,
Mm-hmm.
make him feel like he's battling himself too at
Right.
times. There's like a mental fight, In this iteration of Night Fighter is he's an alien. Just an alien. No human
Right.
connection. It's just he looks like a human because he can morph to it on Earth. That's a camouflage technique.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still an alien. It's just when he's I don't know if I want to say this. You'll you'll have a refreshed recap of Night Fighter's story in Fate and Liberty, but talking about the previous films, Unite, Uprising, and Age of Death, it wasn't really well explained. But Night Fighter's body shifted to human skin, and he wasn't at a certain point he couldn't turn back. It wasn't him going away as an alien. He's still an alien
Yeah.
with abilities, but because he doesn't know himself right enough. It's like Age of Death. He's
Right.
in the pit of darkness. He can't turn back because he can't even believe in himself. He hits the low. So it's kind of like a protective mechanism of you're not ready to be who you really are if you don't even know. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's kind of like talking about Spider-Man from Homecoming. If you're nothing without the suit,
Then you
you
don't. Then you shouldn't
shouldn't
have
have
it.
it.
Yeah.
That was kind of like the goal, but I don't know if that answered your question.
Yeah. That. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yes, I like Night Fighter. It was just hard to know whether it was George the Pigeon or Night Fighter who was the first.
Who do you think, like from just a superhero standpoint, was like your biggest inspiration, or
Mm.
it can be multiple
Yeah.
for his character? Like just like you could just name it off. Like, oh, I felt
Yeah.
a connection with Moss Man, or
Obviously, Polka
Electric
Dot
Man
Man.
from, yeah, or specifically Shadow Man from Mega Man 3.
It was.
Specifically Shadow
It
Man
was
from.
really just Eggman. Just kidding.
Oh.
I'll get you, Sonic. Uh, Good question. As a kid, I gravitated towards Marvel a lot. Marvel had a lot at the time for me. Um,
Yeah.
I'm gonna list off kind of a list here. There's a couple. The internal damage side of things, The Incredible Hulk, Bill Bixby, Lou Ferrigno. I own every episode of that on DVD. That is close to my heart for a lot of reasons.
Right.
I love that show. Also, dude, at the time, like that was just so cool how they were able to pull off all that,
Yeah.
even though it was so minimal.
I've seen him in person. I never
Lou
met
Ferrigno?
him, but yeah, I never met him, but I got to see him in person. He's massive.
I got to shake his hand
Did you?
at Comic Con.
Did he crush your hand and then
No.
morph you up
He
into
was
a
actually
ball and then
so.
went?
Yeah, exactly like that. No, on my first. I went to Comic Con one day with my dad
Okay.
years ago. That was like. I only went to the one
I
day
think he
pass.
only yeah, I think he
But
only went the 1 or 2
it was
years.
like 2012 or 2000. I don't know. It was like. Around that
It would have been
area.
like 15, I think, is
Probably
when he
that.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think I was like running around dressed up as Link or something.
No, you're right. Yeah, it was probably around
Yeah.
that area. But I had to face him in the eye and shake his hand.
That's awesome.
It was just so stupid at the time because they're like the person next to him that was like getting people to move on was trying to push me aside. I was young
Yeah.
and they charged like 50 to $100 for his photo and
Yeah,
everything.
'cause
And I was like,
they see him as a big shot, yeah.
yeah. And I was like, no, I got to see him for free. It was just
Oh,
if you
oh, if
wanted
you
a
wanted the
picture
picture.
or signature, you had to
Yeah.
pay for it.
You just wanted to meet him, yeah.
I was like, I never got to actually tell him how he was impactful to me. But
Yeah.
I got to see him and shake his hand, so I
That's
guess I'll
awesome,
count that for something.
right? Heck
But
yeah.
yeah, Lou Ferrigno and Bill Bixby's Hulk was just inspiring. Hulk's my favorite character because of that torment. Um, I mean, we can all agree, Spider-Man, Sam Raimi. I
Mhm.
grew up. I mean, dude, that was my childhood. I
That was,
loved
yeah, I
Spider-Man.
was probably raised on it essentially.
I was too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we can probably say most everybody globally has probably been raised on Spider-Man. Like
More than likely.
more than likely, Spider-Man has had such an impact around the world.
Yeah, I
Let's
think
be real.
he's
He has a lot
he
out
he
there to
he is the face of
Yes.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Um,
You could also argue Iron Man is, but again, as far as media goes, Spider-Man's really
yeah,
because
I was
they've
about to
had
say
more
like overall,
overall, Spider-Man's
Spider-Man.
kind of had the impact. Um, I
Because you'll have
Iron Man.
people being like, probably Black Panther, and you're
Yeah,
like, what?
I loved Batman because I watched the Batman movies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he was much of an inspiration. Like, I mean, as a kid, I was like, yeah, cool, woo.
Yeah.
But Superman, definitely, of course.
Yeah. I
Um,
remember like some of my earliest memories are watching Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, watching the Keaton Batman films.
I never
The
watched
Tim
those.
You never watched the Tim Burton Batman films?
No,
Have you? You've never seen them at all.
I I think I own them, but I don't know if I watched it
What the heck? Are you
yet.
serious?
I've seen
How have
clips.
you
I've seen
not?
clips.
How have you not seen those two?
I mean, I've seen the
They are
clips.
some of
I've
they.
seen the honest trailers to
Yeah,
like
those so that
the
that's like being like, yeah, I watch Dragon Ball, and it's like their whole YouTube feed's just Dragon Ball abridged. It's like, yeah, that's not Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
You
I
gotta
need
like,
to watch those. I know.
yeah, no, you've tonight you've gotta watch them.
Tonight, okay.
Like
All right.
I want to rewatch them. Yeah, Jack Nicholson's great as the Joker. Um, Keaton at the time was kind of a heartthrob, which is really funny. But I mean, it's like young Michael Keaton. Um, yeah, and Batman Returns, I remember being one of my favorites. But have you ever seen Batman and Robin?
I haven't seen those films.
Have you seen Batman Forever? You
No.
haven't seen any of
I
those
haven't seen
four
those.
films.
No. I know. I'm sorry. I plan to
That's
soon. I just
crazy. You of all people have never seen the four
well, I
original
never
Batman
grew up on
films.
it. My parents never showed me it.
It's crazy. Yeah, no, the Tim Burton films are actually quite dark.
Yeah.
They're quite dark. I'm
I
pretty
did like
shocked.
I've seen clips and
Yeah.
I've seen how grimy the penguin is, and I'm like, "Ooh, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool,
freaking Danny DeVito.
dude."
Yeah.
I
Um,
love Danny. Like Danny DeVito's an amazing actor.
is
I again, I haven't been raised on it, so personally, my favorite penguin is Colin Farrell.
well,
But
okay. Yeah. No,
my
it's
opinion.
they make it no, like it's Tim Burton, so he really puts his own touch to it, and it's such a weird world, especially Returns. Returns is like very oddly sexual,
Yeah.
but it's still a really good movie.
Okay.
Batman and Robin when I was a little kid was like my favorite movie, and that's like easily probably the worst of all four of those movies. Forever's not great either. Here's the thing, you might end up loving them because they are so charming.
Okay.
And to be fair, it does match a specific time frame of Batman, especially
Yeah.
earlier on. But see, this was like the 90s and they were just trying to sell children's merchandise.
The only question I have about that, there's four different people that play Batman. Is it the same Batman?
No, it's three. So Keaton's in the first two.
Okay, so
But
three
then
different
once
Batmans.
yeah, but once they kind of screwed over Tim Burton. So the first movie is quite dark. And so parents were kind of pissed by how dark the movie were. They were like, it kind of scared my kid. And so Warner Brothers is like, hey, you can do this second film, but like maybe reel it back. And Tim Burton's obviously like, no, I'm not doing that. So the second one's also very dark. Um, both excellent movies. But then by the time Batman Forever was being made, they were talking to Tim Burton. They're like, "Hey, can you make it a little more kid friendly? Like toy sales and everything are up. Like those movies did fantastic,
Yeah.
regardless of the backlash." But then they were like, "Yeah, we're really worried about like the parents' reception because then they're not gonna take their kids to go see it, and I'm gonna lose money." And then Tim Burton's like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." And they're like, "We're gonna have to go in a different direction." So they got a new director, and the new director did the next two films. Now Keaton then was like, if Tim Burton's not gonna do it, I'm not gonna do it, because he was pretty diehard Tim
Yeah.
Burton, like Beetlejuice,
Right.
like
Right.
yeah, which Tim Burton is an excellent director.
He is. He's a
Almost
very crafted
everything he
director.
has spit out, almost everything,
Almost.
has been pretty peak. But yeah, when it came to the next director, he obviously went in a more kiddish direction. Now, Batman Forever has a really cool, just like art palette and everything, where it's like it's kind of still dark. There's a lot of neon lights, and it's just fun. Um, and uh, and it's Val Kilmer playing Batman. Um, and I think his suit looks all right. Not my favorite. Um, this is this is gonna be a super heavy take, but I think George Clooney's Batman suit is a better Batman suit. I actually really love his Batman suit. Are the nipples silly as shit? Absolutely, absolutely they are. But it's really cool. I still really, I literally the one McFarlane figure I have of any of those four Batman movies is the George Clooney one, because
Okay.
I think it's a great suit. I think it, and I think his face and everything, he looks like a great Bruce Wayne. Love George Clooney. It's just his face and
Yeah.
everything. I think he works really well for it. Um, but yeah, so like Batman Forever is Val Kilmer. Um, and it's a good movie. The Riddler is Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
And I forgot who plays Two Face, but um,
He's in Men in Black, right?
I yes,
He's the guy in
the
Men in Black.
older dude,
The older
yes,
dude. I'm
yeah,
trying to think of his name.
yes, you know who I'm,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's him.
Okay.
Um, and the movie's really silly. Characters are pretty out of character, minus maybe Batman and
Right.
maybe Robin, but yeah, and Robin's in that movie, and his suit's really cool in that one. Um, and then it's Batman and Robin, and that movie is very much for a younger audience. It's very silly. I had the biggest crush on Poison Ivy as a little kid. Biggest crush. I'm like, I wish she would put me under her.
Hence why she's called Poison Ivy.
Literally. And then Bane's in it. And he's unironically really cool the way they designed him. He's hulking and massive, and then they're like, well, we know he's usually skin colored on his skin and everything, but like the director was like, what if we put more of like the idea of the venom pumping through his body, so his skin's like green and like his veins are all like dark green, he's like pumped, and he's really cool, but like he's just kind of a Poison Ivy lackey in that
Yeah.
movie. Yeah. And then Mr. Freeze is
I mean,
Arnold.
Arnold.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, and he constantly makes puns the entire
Yeah.
movie.
I've seen clips of
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
It's time for you to chill out. Yeah. It's
No.
so good.
Like
I
Hasta la
need
Freesia, baby.
yes, I have to. I have to watch that movie. I love that movie. One thing I will also say, I think all the bat suits, minus maybe Batgirl's, because they gave her nipples too, and that's a little.
They did?
Yes. Everybody gets nipples in that movie. Nobody is safe from the bat nipples. Do
Oh
you know
my
why
God.
they did that?
Why?
So the director, I think he was also gay. But I'm not kidding. I think a lot of it might have been for a kink, but he also wanted them to look like their suits to look almost like Greek god-esque. So like when you look at the designs of the suits, they
Okay.
look like a Greek god statue. Like
Yeah.
the way they have
Right.
it like shifted, which is a really cool kind of idea.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
I don't know about Batgirl nipples though.
that that might have been crossing the line ever so slightly, mostly. Absolutely it was. But the suits look great. Can I just say? Um yeah, and Robin's almost looks like Nightwing. The way the red
Yeah.
goes up and like streaks down his arms. It's cool. So yeah, I think the costume design, as much as people shit on the bat nipples,
Yeah.
which yeah, of
No, I
course.
could see that idea.
But I mean they are really well made suits.
I've never
All
liked,
throughout all four films.
even if I haven't seen the films, I've looked at the suits.
Yeah.
They don't look bad to me.
No, I
They
really
really, they're artistic. They're very artistic.
Mhm.
And now that you said they are like, it makes a lot of
Like a
sense. Now
Greek
you said
god,
with the
yeah.
Greek gods. I was like,
because like even Keaton's suit has like a lot of that muscle definition. It's meant to look more like armor, but like
but I
meant to be
could,
kinda
I could
like
see the
muscle
idea.
definition, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the last two films, Forever and then Batman and Robin, are very much like those suits are meant to look like these like Greek god type,
Yeah.
yeah, physiques. And then the Bat credit card, yeah, the Bat credit card. He's like, put it on my card. I'm Batman.
I go nowhere without it.
Yeah. No, literally.
And
Yeah.
didn't they have like skates? I saw that clip too. It was like the
Yeah,
skates.
yeah, they do. Again, a lot of the suits, a lot of the gimmicks were all for toys, and it did great. You can literally go to Target right now, and they're reselling like an old Batman Forever Batmobile with a little Batman. It's like $30, and yeah, it's cool. I've
That's
thought
pretty
about
cool.
buying it. I really wanted to get the Batmobile from Batman and Robin to put my Batman in, but like, I can't spend that money. Come on, McFarlane.
Dude, me personally, best Batmobile, Dark Knight.
Yeah, I. Here's the thing. I really like the Batmobile from the Snyder universe. I think it's a cool looking Batmobile.
It's all right.
Maybe not so much the Justice League one. More
I
of
forgot.
the bat. Yeah, more of the.
Maybe that's a
Batman v
bad thing. I
Superman.
forgot.
Um.
I just
My
like how practical and like
yeah, the
military.
tumbler. Yeah.
It's very like it's
Does it
realistically
come in
military.
black?
Does it come in black?
Yeah.
Wait, here's one. Okay, sorry. Little side note.
No, we can just
So like,
talk about Batman.
no, I'd love to go back on the questions, but
I
in that
just meant
scene of
like
The
a-
Dark Knight, when he was testing out, they showed a clip of the Batmobile in black already, prior to him saying that line. I noticed that.
Did they? Yeah. Well,
So that didn't make sense to me. Where he's like,
maybe
"Does it
they
come in
just
black?"
Had it. Maybe he had multiple ones. Maybe there was a freaking hot pink one. It's like, are you
Hello,
feeling,
Kitty.
Are you feeling like becoming Bobby today, Bruce?
I'm just kidding.
Actually, yes, I think that.
My name is Kid Man.
Oh. Oh.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Just dry heaves for the rest of the interview. Yeah, no, the Batmobile's like it's funny how much the Tumblr made like an impact on Batman's whole like Batmobile idea, because like the Batmobile is always meant to look like sleek and like
No, I
and
understand.
long
Yeah.
for whatever reason. Because like even the Tim Burton films and then all four of those
Right.
films, they make it look like this long thing. Now Batman Forever puts this big ass wing on the back of it, and it's really funny looking. But like, yeah, most of the time it's meant to look like elongated, because even like in the animated series, so yeah, making it into
especially
more
like
of a more of a tank.
tumblers,
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's scary.
It is,
If
yeah.
Batman's coming
Well,
after
the
you,
fact that
I'm not gonna take him
he just
seriously and
goes
alone.
into that little thing and it turns into a bike. He's like,
Exactly.
So
I was like,
funny.
dude, come on. Hands down, it's really
it
visually
is really
much more
cool.
of an intimidating.
It is 'cause, like,
Machine.
in the Arkham Knight game, most of the game you're playing in the freaking Batmobile, it's more like the Tumbler.
Yeah.
The way it's shaped and everything.
Love it.
But yeah, I definitely recommend all four of those films,
Oh.
especially the first two from Tim Burton.
I'll take a glance at them.
No, you take a full watch. You
I'll
sit
watch
your
them.
ass down and you watch them.
I'll watch them.
Yeah, I want to watch them. I'll find time at some point. Yeah, I've been reading through Daredevil Born Again.
Oh, I've watched all of it.
The Frank Miller
Oh, you're talking about the comic?
the comic.
Okay.
Yeah. What'd you think of the show?
Are we allowed to have spoilers? And it's
Go
probably
ahead.
time now, right?
That's fine.
So I'm gonna give you guys 5 seconds. This is spoiler territory, and then we'll continue on.
What's crazy is I haven't watched it yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
should I?
You can
Okay.
go ahead. Go ahead. I'll watch it eventually because I'm gonna forget.
You have been warned. Okay, now we're talking about it. Eh.
That's how I've heard most.
Well,
People.
like,
They're good and bad. From everything I've
so
heard.
did you hear the? Did you ever read the news report that Disney made sure the creators didn't watch the show before, like the editors? They had the editors not watch Daredevil so they can make their own unique look on the show for Born Again, because they wanted it to be its own show, but people pushed so back that it was like, well, we kind of have to connect it with the other ones because people loved it. And apparently it was supposed to be a comedy way before, and they rewrote the show. Yeah, they rewrote it.
Why would you make Daredevil?
Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio both pushed back. Charlie Cox mostly was like, no. Well, because they were like, oh, it's
he's also read the comics.
They were. It wasn't even connected to the original show. It was supposed to be a brand
Which
new.
I think's fine.
But Charlie Cox was like, no.
You should,
because a lot of people, even the fans, were pushing back.
Yeah.
Right. So they did and they didn't. It wasn't a comedy. It was back to it was grimy. It was dark, but brighter for a Disney Plus, like palette. It was much more colorful. Not as, I mean, there's some dark episodes, but like, I watched it. There was some really cool camera tricks that they did that they didn't do in the Netflix show, where his senses come in and they focused in on zooming the back instead of his face.
Right.
And it had this really cool. There was some. Admittedly, there's a lot of really good stuff in that show. But like, it definitely felt like it was really trying. It was definitely trying to say, we don't want to be Daredevil. We want to be the new show, Daredevil Born Again. It wanted to go in a new direction, which, like, I saw their point.
It's doable.
It's cool.
Just, yeah.
It's a cool idea. Like, it was, personally, in my own viewship, it was, I would probably give it, out of 10, maybe a 6.5.
That's, I think, how most people
to 7.
felt from.
Like, I would be willing to give it a 7. It just was like,
I still need to watch all of Daredevil.
I think it got afraid at times, sometimes, to try to be as dark as the Netflix show.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't hold back on some violence. I mean, there was violence. So it added, like, I don't know, it was weird. I think overall, though, I really like what the best part of that show for me was Daredevil and Kingpin.
Mm-hmm.
Just those two characters.
Kissing.
Yes, kissing and dating. That's a spoiler, guys.
They get married in the last episode.
They get married in the last episode. Daredevil Born Again.
Yay.
No.
Did they keep his faith? Or did they even really talk about it?
I don't know. I don't think they really talked about it as much. I mean, they showed the church, but they weren't really going. I did like how they had that faith in the Netflix, but Daredevil was literally the opposite in the show. He was defeated the whole show, and then he lost himself when Kingpin became mayor.
Okay, yeah, so
and
that
was really cool. Like, it was a
that
really
is
cool because
in
he
Born
just
Again's comic.
Yes. Yeah, so they had a lot of those in that show.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily read the comic, but in the show, Daredevil
essentially
is just he is he is at a whole new low. And Kingpin is like, hey, we're cool, right? No more vigilantism.
Yeah, that's
And
essentially the idea.
Daredevil's
Yeah.
like suspicious about him. So overall, it's really not a bad show. It just felt like a Disney Plus show
Right.
where you have a more I they have this like random footage that appears almost every episode
Hmm.
where it shows a person's viewpoint on vigilantes and stuff. There's
Hmm.
like a news reporter going up and people are like, Daredevil, we haven't seen him for years, and and then they're like, man, superheroes are crazy, batshit crazy, like just random footage, and then it goes into like the show,
Okay.
and I'm like, I get the idea, but that was kind of the least meh.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, the Daredevil Born Again comic is essentially picking up like with like his identity's been given up to the Kingpin by his like ex-girlfriend or whatever cuz she was just trying to get a fix for drugs. So like his whole life's in
she ain't that.
shambles. Yeah.
Well, they pulled a ballsy move. I'm not gonna lie.
They took his balls.
Episode, yes. Well, in
Yeah.
episode one, they do something that upset a lot of people that set the tone for the entire show.
Uh,
Not some
I know they mixed like specific stories and everything,
oh
so
no, it was like there's a character that dies immediately in the first episode.
Gulp. Oh, I heard. Yes, I heard about that. Yes.
And
Yep.
that sets the tone. And I was
Yeah.
like, I didn't expect that to actually happen. I'm actually okay with that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I
it's
think it's
sad.
fair to
It's
take.
bummed that I won't see that character, but I'm like, finally, they have some balls to actually just say, hey, let's take a risk.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess I would say it's all right. It's it's a watchable show, but at the end of the day, I don't know. Like, I will say, out of all the Disney Plus shows recently that they've had, Daredevil was definitely my watch show.
That's
Like,
also
that
a
was
good
like,
one.
I would rather watch Daredevil than. I just was like, yeah, no, they're working on season 2. They kind of left it at a cliffhanger, so
That's
I
good.
can't
At
really.
least they'll have some time to
Yeah,
see what they can do with it.
they got Kingpin's got to be in the movies though, especially if he's mayor now. Like, if he's not in the
Yeah.
movies, especially in Spider-Man Brand
I
New
was
Day,
about to say
I'm going to be so upset.
that's a big thing for Spider-Man. Yeah.
So, but yeah, Night Fighter, cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, have you represented faith in your films? Give me some examples.
Some examples.
This is the exam. This will be on the test next
Oh
Friday.
man.
Gulp.
Let's see. Let me look at the answers here. I wrote it in the bottom of my coffee cup.
Oh wow. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I made it really strong.
No, I just got hit by it.
Oh,
It's all right.
cool. He got hit in the face by his coffee, guys.
Mhm.
Um. So I think for again, as I've stated earlier in this segment, I've had struggles with my faith.
Mhm.
I have always believed, but I've always been pushing back a bit too. You
Mhm.
know, Night Fighter. So our business goal is to focus on mental and spiritual health. That doesn't mean we're going to say in our movies, you better read the Bible and
Right.
we're going to have the heroes the heroes are going to go to the villains, sit down and read the Bible before they fight it off. Like we ain't
They're
doing
actually not gonna fight. He's gonna be like,
Yeah.
actually, Jesus is the answer.
Yeah.
And put his hand on his shoulder.
That's not what we're trying to do. I'm telling dark stories in some of our universes.
Right.
It needs to be. I've what I care about is getting to reach out to people who are not believers, who are hurting, who've suffered with trauma and PTSD and just a lot of stuff. Because I've known people who have depression and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's important. Like, as much as I'm like, it's awesome that there are believers out there, that's not where I gravitate towards. I gravitate towards the other side because I just want to be that person to be there for them. You know, I don't have to agree with how, or apply what they do with my own life.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean I care for them any less, because it's
Right.
like, well, what would, that's what Jesus would do, right? Why is it so bad to go after them, and just care for them, be there for them? So we haven't specifically been so straightforward on messages.
Right.
I've let me reiterate here. So prior to Fate and Liberty, it's been really hard to put messages in there when we had more than one creative mind
Right.
behind the project.
Right.
Now, with Fate and Liberty, though, we're going in a new direction. We're not, again, not trying to force a message.
Right. Of course.
The goal is, I care a lot about, I wrote it down, it was internal turmoil and really bad scenarios. Or specifically, how is Knife Fighter going to react after Age of Death? How is it going to deal with everything? Because there's a lot of heavy stuff that we're going to focus on in Fate and Liberty. I did write, we went back and I rewrote some stuff for post-production work. I'm not going to say anything, but I think message-wise, I found a way to incorporate a bit more of that. This is a bad scenario that this character is going to have to go down. I really want to say the line. It's not really spoiler. It's just about a, a message that the mother says to Night Fighter.
Okay.
I'm going to say
She just goes, "Don't eat stuff off the floor."
it. Don't. That is the biggest message of Fate and Liberty.
It's actually a scene where Night Fighter's about to eat a peppermint off a carpet, but it was already in his mouth, so it's really
Absolutely,
sticking in
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend who did that.
Oh.
It was with a sucker though. He dropped it right on the floor and he picked that shit up, put it back in his mouth, and he got sick the next week.
That's awful, dude.
Like, what do you think was gonna happen? He also kept sticking it to his forehead, but yeah.
So, all right.
That was a cool day.
I'm not going to try to spoil anything, but I think, especially lately, I was like, I just tried to do the best I could to write this line, and I'm pretty proud of myself, but you tell me if this is impactful. The queen, the mother says, no matter how barbarous the animosity of evil may be, hold fast, my son. Heart scarred sprouts beautiful faith ever strong.
That is good.
And I wrote that for this film.
Good.
Not going to tell you the scenario in which this is
No,
all
spoil
happening.
the whole thing.
Yeah. So
Read the
Ronald McDonald, guys, is actually the father.
Oh. Raleigh Jefferson is
Raleigh
you are the
Jefferson.
father. He just goes Zooey mama.
Zooey mama. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah,
line.
it's good.
And I hope that really impacts when we got some recording going. So I'm
Nice.
very happy and excited about that. But overall, and Nolan's also helping out with Visual Origins, and we've talked side to side about what we're trying to do with these projects as well. So I think now that Fate and Liberty is going to be kind of the new chapter, the born again, I guess you could say, of our universe, we really want to try to incorporate those messages while really expressing different scenarios of failure, faults, showing the flaws, because character study is important to me,
Hmm.
quality of story, but trying to just let people know you're not alone.
Right.
Because then, I think we all, been going through a lot of stuff too in our lifetime. And I don't know, to me, I gravitate more towards that rather than just everything's going to be hunky dory.
Right.
Because I mean, Bible's dark at times too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I.
You're gonna have a scene where like where we'll have Night Fighter have to like prove himself for a relationship, and so then they're like, "Hey, you have to go collect 100 foreskins," and he comes
Yeah,
back with like 200
yeah,
instead.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, that's our goal.
That'll be the
You
next
just spoiled
season.
the whole.
It's
That
the
was a whole
entirety of the
arc of
next
this.
season. That's his arc.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
I really enjoyed the foreskin arc. That one was really
Wait,
good.
what? I think parents' reception of this is.
I don't know, biblical.
No, we're not going. We're not going lighter with
David,
it.
it's biblical. I mean,
Yeah. So
uh,
yeah, but no, I care a lot about Knife Fighter, and there's so many characters we have coming that I'm very excited to bring to our universe. But
I was just thinking, what if we brought Apex back and he comes down with 2 stone tablets?
oh no, oh god.
Only to find like the people he was trying to help, they all like betray him,
Mm,
and then he smites them. Night
that
Fighter smites them for
yeah,
him.
right. Mm.
That's in the 3rd season.
God.
Well, get him in, coach. Let him in, coach.
uh,
Apex, you're alive? Yes, and I've brought 10 commandments. Like,
I brought 15. 10
10
commandments.
gulp.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm working on the geography of Night Fighter's planet and like their history.
Okay.
And there's a lot of, again, like very unique takes on it. Because Golden Edge, his side of the planet, is supposed to be righteous and good, but they're pretty corrupt. You know,
Like Jedi.
yeah, they're pretty corrupt. And the other half is just awful. They're much worse. They're terrible. They are the enemy.
Like
They're
Jedi.
blood. Yeah, like
They're all
Sith.
just Jedi.
Just all just Jedi.
They're all just Jedi, but different parts of the Jedi.
Yeah. So, but the idea is the planet has a book of life. That's the heart of their planet, is a book that writes down people's lives as they're living it. And the people who use it for purpose and good and to help others will be remembered to fight for the glory. Um, they will be remembered. The foolish will be remembered but forgotten. You know what I mean? Like they'll be told on these are the foolish people, but their stories will be forgotten over time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's kind of the heart of Night Fighter's planet, is there is a book of life, um, which again I wish we kind of explained a bit better in the previous films.
You have time.
We have time. Yeah, again, we're going to have some really cool recapping and some books coming too as well that will explain that. But yeah, what are what is some films for you like that reaches out to you faith wise, and what kind of stands out to you in pop culture? I like.
Right. Um, that's a good question. I would say like faith wise, like what represents kind of a good idea of like faith and all that. Hmm, there's a few that I have leaning on my mind, but I'm trying to think of how I would explain it. Um I Part of me really wants to say Superman in a sense of like the idea of seeing everything and everyone is like beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's a really big thing for me because it's like I believe we're all God's creation. I think all human life is important and should have rights. Um, you know, and I think since we're all created in the image of God, I think that's a really important thing for me when it comes to like especially Superman as a character because that's like a big moral of him is that like all life is
It's precious.
important. Yeah, it's precious and so yeah, I think a lot with that is kind of like where I'd see in like a biblical sense, especially the way, yeah, how we're all God's creation. So probably that. Trying to think of like if I want to say, I don't know if it technically counts faith wise, but like specifically the line from Batman Begins. Um,
What line? What line would that
it's
be?
when him and Alfred are on the plane
Hmm.
and he's talking to him and he's just like and he's talking about like what he needs to become and he's just like I forgot what he says before about just being like a man and then he's just like but if I become a symbol I can become incorruptible.
Right.
um yeah, I don't know, I could really stretch that and go it's like the symbolism of the cross. But
There are
you
some
know,
films though that aren't necessarily Christian that actually have some pretty cool points you could think
right,
about.
yeah. um Yeah, because I feel like even with like a lot of like Star Wars Episode 3,
So
like watching the fall of Anakin,
yes.
yeah, and then seeing his redemption within
Right.
like Return of the Jedi, um to be as basic as I can be with that, um or like even like Spider-Man 2, a lot of that is like talking about like
Can I have what I want?
self-sacrifice.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
What's the better good?
yeah. Well, and that whole scene with like after him holding back the train and they're all carrying him through the train, he's literally sitting there
Right.
with his arms out. Yeah, so I was like, okay, a little on the nose, Raimi,
It's pretty
but
good.
it's good. It's
It's
a great
really
scene.
good.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
video game
Yeah.
world. So there's I don't know your input on this. So I know it's not inherently like it's not a Christian movie. It's a fun movie. It's a family
None of
film.
the ones I mentioned
Yeah,
are either.
right.
Yeah.
But going off of that, there's a scene that really stood out to me, and I brought it up to someone. But remember when he got the glasses and he saw what the truth was? Like
Mm-hmm.
he was like, "Oh, this is what I'm living is real, right?" And then he puts on the glasses. Well, wait a minute, what? It's almost kind of like the truth, right? You
Mm-hmm.
put on the truth, you're like, what's going on here? Well, he goes to the bank to try to give it to his friend, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and the friend's almost going to take it, but then he holds back. He's like, I can't do it. I'm scared, and he's like, you don't have to be scared. And I'll wait for you whenever you're ready to
Mm-hmm.
wear them. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
like that specific shot really stood out to me. I was like, oh, hold on.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Yeah.
wow, there's a lot you
For
could
sure.
really take
Yeah.
for that. And I mean, when you talk about like what is the inspiration for films, like with people creating films in general too, it's like, I mean, you may not inherently like, you might be like, I want to make a popcorn movie or I want to make a really fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
You're at an essence still trying to make an impact to people, right? In some
Yeah.
regards, whether it turns out good or not. But sometimes there's those rare gems where it's like the farthest it can be from it can have the most impact when you have
For sure.
a line or two that's just hits, a certain way. One film series that means a whole lot to me is Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, yeah, and that's
Um, dude, you want to talk about probably one of arguably the best and most complex, meaningful series. It's probably Lord of the Rings for
for
me.
sure. Yeah.
Like I love Samwise Gamgee. He's my favorite character of the whole franchise. There's a like it used to be like listen, it used like I love all these characters, but Samwise personally,
Mm-hmm.
because you were also asking me earlier about like what inspired night, like what's meaningful about Night Fighter to me. Samwise is also kind of a version of Night Fighter in a way of like he's humble. He's trying to do the best he can. He's not perfect, but even in the hard times, he never cared to just let Frodo go.
Mm-hmm.
He always tried
Yeah.
and he pushed to his limit. He pushed. And then when he was going to leave, he was like, mm-mm. He went back. And the beautiful line ever spoken from Return of the King, I can't carry this for you, Frodo, but I can carry you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
he
that
just
is
lifts him up, and it's just like, oh, dude,
it is
I
really
can
good.
talk hours about Lord of the Rings. It's the
I need to
most.
rewatch them. It's been a minute since I have.
I watched the Batman films. You rewatch Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There we go.
there we go. I just there's so much complexity to that, and
For sure.
I mean, like you want to really hate Frodo a lot too. Like me
Mm-hmm.
personally, I like originally I always never liked Frodo. He was the most annoying character out of the film. I was like, dude, you're a pussy.
Shut up, you
Shut
little
up, you little.
bitch. Yeah.
But I was like, I watched it not too long ago, and looking back, I was like, you know what? I actually do really like Frodo.
Yeah, it's a
He's literally every human being on this planet.
yeah. That's yeah.
Like he can't take it all. It's a lot for him,
You'll hate them because they're you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, also there's a line too. It's like from Gandalf. I have to bring it up. Um, it was from Fellowship of the Ring. Gandalf,
He's like, "Where's my back scratching
Fellow
stick?"
of the
You
Ring
have one of
quote.
those?
Uh,
You also answered one of my other questions here, so I don't even have to ask it now.
what was it?
It was what's a what was it? It was like what makes a strong message, but you're quite literally just kind of
Oh.
explain. We've explained that, yeah.
So right here, well, and I'll push it further. This specific scene, dude, especially when the music rises up with it. When they're in the cave and Gollum was like watching them, but he wasn't really in the first one. And yeah, and then Gandalf sitting there with Frodo, and Frodo's like, I wish the ring had never come to me. I wish none of this has happened. And then Gandalf's like, so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. There are other forces at work in this world, Frodo, beside the will of evil. Bilbo was meant to find the ring, in which case you were also meant to have it. And that is an encouraging thought.
Heck yeah,
I mean, come on.
that is good.
It's it's just I think literally Lord of the Rings has everything you want in a movie.
Yeah, they are like a
They're the
perfectly
pinnacle of
round.
like
Yeah, I one quote that I've always put on my stuff. I used to have it on like my even like my PlayStation bio.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it was stupid, but
Let's hear it.
it was what Aunt May says to
In Spider-Man 2.
yeah. Yeah, I believe there's a hero in all of us that keeps us honest, gives us strength, makes us noble, and finally allows us to die with pride, even though sometimes we have to be steady and give up the thing we want most, even our dreams. And then Peter rephrasing that to Otto when they're
Right.
when he's choking him and he's trying to get through to him, and he's just like, sometimes we have to give up the thing we want most, even our dreams. Um, yeah, I remember, like earlier this year when my grandma had passed.
Mm.
Um, I always really liked that line. That was always one of my favorites. But I think like specifically now that scene hits much harder
Yeah.
because like Rosemary Harris's Aunt May is very much like
The
my
pinnacle.
grandmother, yeah,
Right.
like my grandmother type deal. And so like I think like that scene hits a lot harder now because like it is a really good line. And you could put a lot of faith base into that. It's just yeah, it's always resonated with me, and like it really is such a testament of how a hero is. Um, and scenes like that, it makes you wonder if she knew.
Yeah.
You know, you're not Superman. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's a really good line, and I think it resonates with a lot of what I think of a hero. I feel very blessed to have been raised on
Yeah.
those movies.
May I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to. What
No,
is.
I'm just could you imagine right off the bat?
All right, cool. That's where we're in.
Right. All right, guys.
All right.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
um, what does your grandmother mean to you? Just if
Yeah.
you're willing
No,
to.
no, I appreciate it. I think a lot of where like my faith had gotten so strong was from her. She was a very faithful woman.
Hmm.
And so and extremely wise. Um not to say she was perfect or
Yeah.
anything, but
No, of
who
course.
is? Um but yeah, I think a lot of my faith stayed so grounded because of her and because of obviously my family in general,
Yeah.
my parents. But yeah, I mean, especially when we started living with her, um, it was always just one of those things that like I always just knew. I'm like, that woman loves the Lord more
Yeah.
than anything else. Um, yeah, and I mean, like, losing her was a really weird experience because like that was the first time I had ever lost somebody who I was super duper close
Yeah.
to. We had lived with her and taken care of her for like over 10 years. Um, like same house, everything.
Mm.
And so like losing her was a lot, especially like on like my mom, for instance, cuz like she was her caretaker,
Yeah.
And so now it's like a learning how to be your own human again. And so yeah, when it definitely doesn't feel the same,
Yeah.
you know. I feel like a that era has passed, and like I know she's in a better place. But yeah, I feel like I've lost a piece of myself, and it's something I can't get back, but I know it's like she wouldn't want us to sit and
Right.
just be sad about it all the time. You know, she'd want us to keep moving forward. The one thing I absolutely regret out of everything of her not being able to see is me getting married
Mm.
or having grandkids.
Yeah.
Um but I mean like she got to see me be
You're young, dude.
baptized. Yeah, she got to
Yeah.
see me get baptized. Um yeah, she got to see me get like a job, go into management in that job, like it I think she saw a lot of what she needed to see.
Yeah.
Um especially like cuz like if I were to tell her about like what's coming up Sunday, she would not have liked that at all.
Oh,
She'd be like, I don't want you leaving the house unless you guys moved in here. Um, you know. So yeah, but I know she would have been like happy because like
yeah.
my mom's not taking it super duper well either. But um, I'm kind of going off on a ramble,
No, it's
but
all right. Would you consider her as a hero?
oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
100%, yeah. Um, and my mom too. Like my mom, especially like taking me out of like you know, if anybody watches this, I'm probably gonna get like hate for this, but like her taking me out of the public school system and getting me into like homeschooling and like a good program and everything, I think I think she definitely did the right thing, especially at the time. Um, and yeah, she's bent over backwards. Her and my grandmother and my father, they all bent over backwards to make sure I had a good education and that like I'm making the right decisions in my life. Um, and I understand how much of a blessing that is because a lot of people don't have like family that would like help them out and everything.
Right.
Um, and so yeah, absolutely. I think they're all heroes. It's but yeah, absolutely with my grandmother, especially like helping me with my faith and everything because that's something I hold so close to me. It's
Mhm.
something I always talk about. Um, yeah, it one of the things is like a slight tangent is when I was talking about like with my grandmother seeing that all that she really needed to see.
Yeah.
Um, is like when I did get baptized. My mom told me she's like, I don't know if I ever told you this, but I told your dad on our way home. I was crying and I told him I can now die peacefully. If I were to die, I could now die peacefully knowing that you are saved. Um, which I think is such a testament to just how I'm trying to think of how I want to word it in like a basic understanding.
Yeah.
It's such a testament of how much she cared about like my life and how she wanted to make sure that I was saved, which is very very heroic and maybe not like I don't know if I'd want to say self-sacrifice. I don't know if that's the
Yeah.
right word for it, but you get what I mean,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Um, yeah. It it's just yeah. I don't know where I'm kind of getting off
You're
topic,
fine.
but like yeah, it's one of those things. It's stuff like I haven't gotten to talk about a lot. Not necessarily that I don't want to talk about it. It's more of just that I haven't had an opportunity to talk about it. Um, you know, and I feel like a lot of the time when I do talk about my grandmother anymore, it's like I feel like I don't talk about it enough.
Mm.
Um, but another part of me is just like, what is there more to say? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, um, yeah, I think, and it may sound like I'm maybe not talking about it enough, but specifically like with the way my grandmother had impacted my faith, I think is so important. And it's such a testament to like how much she meant to me and like how much it meant to my faith that I absolutely needed her. I'm so blessed to have her in my life when I did. Um, one thing I will say is like I could have also brought in. Now I'm just kind of talking about grieving process, right?
No, it's all right.
Um, but I think one of the things I realized is I kept telling people I don't have regrets when it comes to like anything other than like getting married
Yeah.
and her seeing that, but like but specifically I think I could go on for days about how I feel bad that I didn't spend enough time with her. I lived with her, right?
Yeah.
And on top of that, it's like, especially in the last days that she was around, you know, my mom has specifically told me, she was just like, you were there for her when she absolutely needed it.
Mhm.
I won't go into too much
No,
detail,
that's
but
fine.
like,
Yeah.
I think I told you a lot about it, but I was the one,
Yeah.
yeah, doing a lot of work, and it was, or at least the most emotionally taxing of the work. Um, but yeah, it was definitely hard. Um, time definitely heals, but yeah, I mean, it's still hard to talk about every once
I
in a while.
understand. Yeah.
You'll have your days.
Right.
That's kind of the main thing. It's like you'll have your days. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's such an odd thing. Like especially did you ever see the video where we were at her burial
No.
and I did that prayer over her?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Yes.
Yeah. Um yeah, so the way I went and I approached that, I approached it almost as if I was a pastor speaking at someone's funeral. And the reason why I did that was because I'm an emotional person
Yeah.
and I just lost somebody close to me. And so I thought the best way of doing that is is not necessarily separating myself, but more of speaking of it almost from like as if I were out of the picture in a way. Um and I was more so speaking to everyone about this
Right.
situation. Um so yeah, it was I felt like that was going to make my emotions be handled better. And it did. I didn't break, um, which was good. Um, that was definitely a blessing from God that I was able to get through that whole thing without breaking down. Um, because like when I've done speeches for other stuff in the past, like especially if it had meant something to me, usually I would cry about it or something, break down in it. Like when I
Is that
went.
necessarily a wrong thing, though, too?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's more of like I felt the obligation of needing to be strong
Yeah.
for my family. And so, I definitely believe in like taking action and like maybe needing to take the step of being a leader in that sense.
Mhm.
Um, especially when it comes to like to marriage and everything. Like the Bible's pretty specific about like how a household, the roles of a household, right?
Yeah.
Um, and so like without I'm not gonna be like the sexist whatever like women can't work, get back in the kitchen.
Yeah. No. No.
Obviously not. It's more of just like husband, if they're gonna be like the head of the house, they have to be a godly man
Right.
and like be able to lead their family through a tough thing like
Yeah.
that, right? um and there definitely is like toxic masculinity, but there's also good masculinity, which I think is what Superman is so good at doing,
Right.
especially this, the recent rendition of him. Being able to openly speak about how you feel
Yeah.
and being able to handle stuff without constant violence or anger.
Hmm.
It's being able to, and like still messing up, being able to take a step back and get your grounding and be
Right.
like, all right, I need to take charge of this. I need to be specific on how I'm going to say these things and open up to how it is.
Mm.
Um,
Kind of like Aragorn too,
Yes,
allowing to
exactly.
cry over,
Exactly.
you know.
There's there's nothing wrong with breaking down, but you also need, like, especially if you're in a family and all that, at some points there needs to be a time when you have to pick up that mantle and be like, all right,
Right.
I have to take charge of this.
Yeah.
um yeah, and I think in that case I felt that they wanted me to do the prayer because they knew that that would mean a lot to my grandmother if I was the one doing it.
Mm,
um and so when so I obviously took that responsibility of being
of
like,
course.
okay, I need to make this like professional, and in a sense of like separate myself a little bit, but being able to take control of it. So yeah, I think there's good masculinity and there's toxic
Yeah.
masculinity, and I think in the sense of like guiding a household, there's a right and a wrong way of doing it. Um, but I think in part of that, he's really trying to get in here. Um, I think in a part of doing that, you just, yeah, I definitely don't shut down emotions. That's
Yeah.
the main thing. It's more of using and harnessing those emotions and
Right.
putting it towards something good.
Is there any type of like is there any type of scenario that relates to you that you would like to see more displayed in a story, that you know what I mean, like events like that, or how someone gets through that, you know, like more of the process of grief, or you know, is there something that isn't seen in the movie lately that you're like, maybe this needs, you know, that you would love to see, that could also kind of relate into a faith standpoint, but a human, you know, fault, like how, what do you think would be important for others to see that you're like, you know, I've seen people, or I know people, or you know.
I think one thing that we as a society has really tripped from, and I think it should be emphasized more, is you look at like specifically a lot of Asian culture and like how they represent family and stuff. Um, they're not only like do they like venture off and like create their own family and everything, but like a lot of the time too, there's there's almost a idea of like also honoring the older generation and stuff and taking care of them and their illness and stuff.
Mm,
You know, and this is a lot coming from like my family like willing to take in my grandmother and everything.
yeah.
And that's not necessarily what I'm saying, but like I think a lot of society has kind of forgotten taking care of one another in like illness and death and all
Mm,
that. And so yeah, a part of like mourning I think is like I think films and stuff should definitely emphasize more on the idea of like not just the idea of losing someone and like getting past that, but like more of like also taking care of a family in that sense too during that time, or taking care of a family member who's being hurt or whatever.
mm,
I feel like there is a lot out there for that, but there could definitely be more. Um, I think there's definitely a lot to be said about like, taking care of people when they're in bad health and all that. Um, because people can make the argument, be like, oh, go into healthcare. But I mean, specifically when it comes to like your family and stuff.
right.
Now, it's a little different if like that person's, been abusive and blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah.
There's it's
But
different every
yeah, there is lines there. But it's like, someone who has helped you their entire life, you know, let it be like a full circle moment
mm,
where we go
take
like,
care of
you
them too.
have helped me, let me help you.
Mm,
Which we do still see a lot of, but
Yeah.
like I feel like it's not done to. I think there's different ways of doing it, and I think specific ways of doing it haven't been as ventured into as like
Hmm.
someone being like, "You saved my life, I'll save your life." Okay, Fast and Furious.
Right.
All right, Vin
It's all
Diesel.
about family.
Yeah, all right, Vin Diesel.
One last ride. 8 films later. One last
Settle
ride.
down, white chocolate. Settle down.
12 movies later. It's one last ride.
Yeah. Good old family.
It's all about family. I have a question for you. So,
Mhm.
we're going to go into a little bit more pop culture here for a second.
Ew.
Yeah.
That nerd shit.
Nerds, man. The nerds. It's not like we're called that here. um, so clearly you probably know how divisive people have been about the Joker, or we're specifically talking about the first one,
Yeah,
and then
let's
like
just meet in the
other
middle and say Jared Leto, best Joker.
um,
uh, I'm
uh
just gonna give you a reach around. What a terrible line to give him in that Zack Snyder cut.
yeah. Oh boy.
I've been waiting to like use that phrase. So terrible. Oh, it's awful.
Yeah. No.
Sorry, I
We
mean
can
it's
all
great.
agree
I mean
it's
it's great.
probably
It's fantastic. It's
yes,
fantastic.
best cinema of all time. Um so we talk about different scenarios, emotion, human trauma, how we get through different things. Let's look at some of the dark sides of things of like, is it okay? My question would be, is it okay to show a film going into the absolute worst scenario? What happens if the world isn't, if someone just never gets any help? So, like The Joker, I think it's a pretty compelling film.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great study and a discussion to have.
Yeah.
Is that a little too far into a film, or
Um,
do you think there's some right and wrongs into that? Because as I've mentioned before, I do consider myself looking at, being more attracted to some of the darker
I don't
stories in the sense that there's some hope and light. But Joker definitely doesn't get any lighter.
know.
So I was just curious on what your thoughts would be on something like
Yeah.
that.
So when we look at like a movie like The Joker, for
Yeah.
instance, I think it definitely has like a message to it, talking about
Mm,
how society really doesn't give a damn about like people with mental illness and stuff. I mean, like towards the beginning of that movie,
yeah.
they're literally like, "Hey, Arthur, the thing's shutting down. We don't have the funding. You're gonna have to just like find something else." Um, it. This will also go into a rant about the Joker and how he's written a lot of the time. I think like when it comes to like writing and showing stories about like the worst and all that, there's nothing wrong with that. People got real scared when the Joker first came out, like having security at the openings and all
Right.
that
Oh,
because of
sure.
what had happened at
Of
Dark Knight
course.
Rises. Um, but the thing is like with Dark Knight Rises,
Was it Dark Knight or Dark Knight Rises?
is Dark Knight Rises.
Okay.
Yeah, with Bane.
Oh, I see.
Which is what makes it even weirder because the Joker's not even in Rises. But like, the media will try and shift it as like, oh, it's because of the Joker and blah blah blah. The the thing is like with the Joker, it's showing absolutely the wrong way to go about mental health and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And like showing the gross, gritty side of it, of like some people just don't get help. And then like when they don't get help, sometimes they make very, very poor decisions
Mm-hmm.
and it leads to a lot of bad things happening. The problem is like there's a right and wrong way of doing it because there's other movies who do essentially the same thing as the Joker. Because the Joker kind of just takes pieces of other movies
Mm-hmm.
and kind of just makes it into his own thing, which is nothing wrong with that. It's a good movie. I think The Joker is a very, very good movie. It it's just more of I think a lot of movies, like especially from like A24, deal with like depression and
Hmm.
like PTSD and stuff. Like another one that's with Joaquin Phoenix is Beau is Afraid. That movie's weird as hell. It is
I have yet to watch it.
so freaking weird. And again, it's another movie that's very artistic, but it's like a representation of like mental health and like past trauma with like physical and mental abuse from like a parental figure and all that. It delves very deep into that. And not that the Joker doesn't too, but like nonetheless, right? It's still talking about like a subject like that. I think a lot of recent artistic movies that talk about stuff like that have been really, really, really good. Um, I think it's fine to show that decrepit side of humanity. And a lot of people I think will say it's taking a risk when you don't show any hope at the end of the day,
Mm.
right? Um but sometimes that is how it is.
Right.
I think there's a place for movies like that where they are brutal and honest and they're like this is what happens sometimes and sometimes people don't get that help, you know. I'm gonna really be stretching this like heck, but the anime and manga Death Note. Um, do you mind if I spoil it?
Oh yeah. No.
You should watch it.
Okay.
Excellent. I mean seriously, work of art.
The William Defoe one.
No, you can see yourself out. No,
Okay.
okay. I will say Willem Dafoe is like the best part of the live action. He's so good. Um, but no, the actual anime and the manga,
Mm.
like you can just watch the anime. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's seriously crazy, and it's a really cool character study. It's like the idea of like, what if somebody who's not technically mentally all there, or maybe even if they are, but they get corrupted by this idea of like, if they just write down a name in this book, they can kill anyone. And so Light Yagami decides, all right, well, I got this Death Note, stupid. But then he starts realizing that like these are bad people. Like they've caused these crimes, they've murdered, raped, all that. He goes and starts writing their full names down in this, and then they die of like heart attacks and stuff. And he starts realizing I can use this for good. Well, he just starts killing everybody in prisons. He just starts killing anybody who's done anything bad.
Hmm.
And then he starts seeing himself as like a god of like I can control life and death. Meanwhile, this Shinigami is just like, whoa, you're really killing a lot of people, huh? This is not going to end well for you. Um, but yeah, it's a really cool character study of just like the idea of like somebody who maybe seemed normal on the outside, but all of a sudden you give them this little bit of power
Hmm.
and it all just goes to hell.
Right.
It's just like this person's gone insane. They're playing these mind games with people, and then as soon as they get what they need, cut them off. Um, it's it's really interesting, and like you are quite literally watching somebody just go down the pipeline, and there is hope within that story where you're following the murderer,
Yeah.
right? Be like Dexter even. I think it's like showing.
I watched a couple episodes of
Yeah,
that
so it's
actually.
like watch there's a way of doing it and still being like, "Hey, this is wrong."
Right.
Because I'll tell you right now, it does not end well for Light. It ends very badly for him. And it's completely deserved and everything, right? Um there's a right and wrong way of
Hmm.
doing it. Um Now talking about the Joker specifically and the way he's been written in a lot of stuff. I think like there's a right and wrong way of writing him. And then I think there's also this weird middle ground. And I think the Joker movie hits a weird middle ground
Right.
where here's the thing. Here's how I feel about the Joker. I think it's a really good movie. I don't think it's necessarily a good Joker for a Batman
Yeah, it's
because
a mental health movie.
yeah, it's a mental health movie, and on top of that, the idea of the Joker's that you don't know what he's saying is true or not. So when you try and make an origin story for the Joker,
Mm-hmm.
you're kind of already dishonoring the Joker because you're saying like, oh, well,
He's a guy
he's
who didn't
he's
get
this
help.
guy, he didn't get help. Oh, poor little guy. Let's just go have him beat the shit out of Jason Todd and kill him with a crowbar. Oh, but he's had a really hard life. Oh, poor guy. Oh, let's just have him freaking make Barbara disabled and strip Gordon of all his clothes and just make him naked and put him in a cage.
Yeah,
Oh,
not
poor guy.
yeah, no, not
the
a good Joker
There's a right and
protagonist.
there's a wrong way of doing it, right?
Right.
I think it's fine if like the only bit of like a character development you have is him being like the original Red Hood, and then him falling into a vat of acid or whatever and making his skin white and yada yada yada. I think when you start to try and humanize that and then just have him do something absolutely horrific and terrible and just be like, it's the Joker we all know and love. He's just had a really hard life. That's why he's the way he is. One bad day is like the
Yeah. Yeah.
specifically the comic or whatever. Um, Parts of it work. Other parts of it, I'm just like, no,
Right.
no, that's no. Um, and I think a lot of it too is like when there's a fan comic out of like Batman Joker, and I think like the idea is like Joker kills all of Batman's family or something, and so Batman goes after him. And Batman's finally about to end it, and Joker's just like, "Oh, but you'll be nothing without me," blah blah blah. And then Batman's like, "You're right," and then he drops too, and then they both just die. And
What?
yeah, I don't. It's a fan comic, so it's
Oh,
obviously not official, but
right.
it's like it's just. I think people misinterpret both those characters so badly.
Hmm.
Um, because like the Joker's on a whole other level of just a psychopath. And like not that Batman isn't insane for dressing up as a bat and beating the shit out of
Right.
people, but it's like there is a line there, you know. Um
What do you do, Bruce? Oh, I just go out and beat the shit out of people.
yeah, I'm a
I'm a bat.
billionaire who
I'm a
just
bat.
yeah, my parents died, so I just thought I'll just start beating people up.
Why is he afraid of the bats and not the gun? And he'd be anti
Gunman.
gunman.
Then you just
He
shoot
just
people
dresses up as a
as
a
a gun.
styrofoam gun.
Yeah,
Come here.
yeah.
I was just saying
just
there is
yeah,
some
right.
funny, weird.
Yeah, he's always hated bats. That's
And
his
it's like,
thing.
oh, but you're always
Little
talking
my
about the death of your parents being killed by a robber. Shouldn't you
That's
be
one thing I
robber
really
man?
like about Pattinson's suit is his bat symbol.
It's debunked.
Oh yeah, that is right. Never mind. Yeah.
It's debunked. Also, why would he have that gun though? That doesn't make sense. To really have his like the
And like mold it into a
yeah, I'm
bat.
like that's stretching.
That's
it a
pretty
bit.
metal, but still.
Yeah, it's pretty metal.
Yeah. Absolute Batman just have an axe. Come on. I need to read those. I've heard they're really good, but they're freaking insane. All the absolute
Yeah.
comics I've heard are insane, but they're really cool. It's a fun little side thing, you know.
Question for you.
Yeah.
So this is something my brother did, which was he sat me down a few times and put on a movie that talked about some pretty hard topics, and he did it as a teaching lesson,
Mm-hmm.
which I think has helped me out a lot. Like it's really educational. There is a movie called Defiance
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
The Prestige,
Yeah.
and like
I've never
anger
watched
and
them, but yeah.
revenge.
Yeah.
It's a lot about hating people and revenge and anger, and it's like, well, this is what happens if you go down that road. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe one of the worst.
And Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. But long story short, I think I mean, if I were ever a father, I wouldn't not show. Like, I would put aside and be like, here are a couple films that I think is probably something my own kid should watch if as a parenting, like I think
Mhm.
that would be I think that's beneficial in some facts.
Yeah.
You know, it's important.
Yeah.
I think there is, obviously there's a line, but like if you want to teach be a good father too, right? Or
Yeah.
pass down and be like, look, clearly it's not like, hey, I'm gonna show you porn and be
Well,
like,
obviously.
no,
This is
no,
fake. Anywho.
no. But what I'm saying is like, there needs to be like, it might be scary, but you kind of have to. You can't
Yeah.
put your own kid into a world and saying, "Hey, son,
Yeah, I
it's
think
gonna be
there's
a okay,"
I think there's yeah,
and
I
then
think
there's
there's a right
awful stuff happens, right?
yeah. There's definitely a right and wrong of it.
Right.
Yeah, it's I yeah, I
My,
definitely think that cuz like especially I think there's lighter ways of doing it too. Like it's really cool seeing like what happens in like Spider-Man 1 when uh Uncle Ben's killer
mhm.
gets
Yeah.
falls and Peter isn't the one to do it, but like he falls and still
Right.
dies. And then like you look at like what he says to Tom's Peter in No Way Home when he's just like I got what I wanted, but
It didn't help.
that didn't help. That didn't fix it.
My question to you was, if you had to pick 5 movies, and you're like, if I was a father, and they don't have to be light. You can choose whether it's light or dark, but you're
Mm-hmm.
like, this is what I want. If I had a chance to show my own future son, what would that be?
Like just movies that
Yeah, like movies that are like that talk about a really hard topic, like Prestige. It's about revenge because up against like a brother or a friend, or the Count of Monte Cristo.
mm,
That talks about revenge, right?
hmm
And it doesn't go a good route for one of them.
I'm like Pulp Fiction.
I mean, like,
No.
no, but like I'm saying, if you had
Yeah.
to choose, okay, let me rephrase. If you had to choose 3 movies that talk about bad things,
Mm-hmm.
what would those be? And then 3 movies that talk about hopeful things, or morals that you can, biblical morals that you're like, I want you to sit down and this is my teaching lesson for you.
Yeah.
What would those be?
I mean, one thing that keeps burning in my head is like the Batman, specifically because like that whole movie, he is so aggressive in that
Mm.
movie. The entire, I mean, he's only been Batman for a year, right?
Yeah.
And he's so aggressive, throwing pipes at people's heads and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Um, and then at the very end of him being like, "I've been doing this just out of vengeance. I have to be more."
Yeah.
Um, and then him constantly like when Selena's trying to like kill her dad and all that, and him being like,
Right.
don't, no." Um, and even her having to pull him off of that random dude he was about to kill. Holy shit!
Oh, proposed penis.
And it's just that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That I think that
So
movie,
that would be
and
like
that's also
hopeful,
really dark.
or
I mean, it's a
what would
dark,
that
but
layer
it's
be?
like, yeah, it's hopeful towards the end, right? And then obviously Superman.
Of
Um,
course.
um, probably I don't know. There's a lot I would show out of like the idea of hope and like
Hmm.
what to do in a bad situation. But like when it comes to like dark movies,
Don't you think that would be something though to have maybe a couple, if you had to choose a couple films to be like,
mhm,
I'm not showing this to you to praise this. I want you
yeah,
to just understand that there is some bad stuff that happens out of like love for your own.
yeah. I mean, I'd really have to think about what I,
Okay.
yeah, because it's like I could,
I'm just curious. I've had
I
that
would probably show
relationship.
like Bo is Afraid. That one's
Yeah.
yeah. I would have to wait till they're much older because
Well, yeah,
it's
no,
an
understood.
odd movie. But um yeah, no, things like that movie, and then probably maybe what is it, Baby Driver or whatever?
Mm.
Isn't that the one that's also, yeah.
I haven't seen that,
Things
but I've
like,
heard about
yeah,
it.
so things like that. I don't know what I'd do for a third movie, but there's a few, yeah, there's a few in there where I'm just like, don't, like, this is a lesson on like just like how corrupt society is.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is, but there is good
Yeah.
in it. It's just, yeah. Um yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot there. I'd really have to think about it because I haven't watched like a ton of just like where it's, you know, just like this is how the world
Yeah.
is. Marley and Me.
That's
Literally.
yeah, that's a really I mean that too. Like yeah, I was shown that when I was young, and that
I
made me
watched it when it like
I
came out,
was
yeah.
I
And my
was
mom's
cried.
like, "This is awful. Why did we do this?"
Yeah, it was I mean, it's a powerful story, but it's a very tough movie.
Yeah, it's a normal thing that happens in life, and
Yeah.
it's sad. Um, yeah,
Okay.
damn,
We got pretty deep.
yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I think the other thing I wanted to go back on like how they read the Joker.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Uh, can I just say Gotham, the show,
I
really
love every
fumbled,
season.
really
I love this
fumbled
show.
with like how the whole Joker thing,
They
and that
couldn't
was,
do that
yeah, I
though.
know
But they couldn't do it.
that
That
wasn't
was a rights
necessarily
issue.
their fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just, yeah.
I
Um,
think though as a
I will say that Batman suit at the very end of the show.
again, I think that was more of a rights issue. They
I
couldn't
know it was, but
specifically
man,
have
it they gave him the rights for that to do the Batman suit at the very very end of Gotham. You know what I'm
okay.
talking about where they,
Yeah, I know
yeah,
exactly what you're talking about.
yeah.
I love this show.
It
I
is
think
a
it's
good
a
show.
very great
It's
show.
just I just
I mean, if you want to talk about Joker though, like Jerome,
yeah.
he's always Joker. Like he's still
Cameron
Joker.
Monaghan is a great
Come
actor.
on, dude. Like if I
You know what
had
he's
to
great in? The Jedi games.
oh
Oh, he's so good. Do you not
okay.
like him? Tell me. Because I personally think it's some of the best Star Wars we've gotten in a while.
I really didn't like Fallen Order.
Have you played Survivor?
No.
Have you played through all of Fallen Order?
Yes.
Yeah. Really? And you didn't like it that much?
Well, okay. It wasn't like I sat down and just played the entire game in one go.
Okay.
I spaced it out. I
Was it
didn't have the
Seer's
time.
eyes? Did she scare you? With her bulbous eyes sticking out of her head?
No, there's a few reasons.
Why didn't you like
well, there's a few reasons.
She looks much better in the second game, but
Yeah.
yeah, the first game I was like, oh boy, that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little compare and contrast.
Okay.
Battlefront 2, the original. No,
Okay.
no. Sorry, we scratched that. Force
Scratch.
Unleashed.
Oh boy.
Let's
Here we
talk
go.
about Force Unleashed
Oh
and
boy.
Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay.
I grew up with Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I never got the chance to play the second one. I really wanted to.
Yeah.
But Force Unleashed, you mega powered the Force power to an 11. Like they went straight up to
Yeah.
11 for the.
It's almost comical.
It's great
how
though. It's
insane it is.
amazing.
Yeah.
To stop an entire ship, bro. Like
I'm
come on.
specifically talking not gameplay wise.
But what I'm saying is okay. So the story, it's all right.
Yeah. I think it's
I think
better Star Wars we've had in a bit.
it's a pretty good story. I hate how it ended.
Yeah.
It was awful. Like the finale is stupid.
Oh yeah, him just destroying the.
Well, no, like for Fallen Order.
Yeah.
you have to constantly try to kill stormtroopers with a lightsaber that should have sliced them in half.
The second
One
game, much better with that. You can literally dismember them.
Okay, but like
It should have been that from the start,
it
but
should have
yeah.
been that from the start, but it's much harder to just as a Jedi, half of the time of the game, I was lost. The entire like almost the entire gameplay I was lost.
Okay.
It was also because you have to level up this in order to open the door. You know, like you had to go there is like routes on the map where you like found a door and you wouldn't be able to unlock it cuz you had to go and upgrade and I'm like, dude, I
Yeah.
don't
Or
have
you have
time
to
for
unlock
this.
it from the other
Yeah, or
side.
you have to
Yeah.
figure out, and it was hard to find that a lot of times. I was like, dude, this isn't fun. This is actually just annoying.
This
So,
is
like,
ass.
it was annoying for me. It was annoying for me.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, the story was a good story, but, like, and don't get me wrong, obviously the visuals are pretty stellar for what it had at the year.
Yeah, yeah, I think
But, like, you come in with Darth Vader right at the end, and then it's like, oh, you have to escape him. Oh man, let's go to other planets. We're done. I'm
yeah.
like, wait,
I one thing I
it
will
felt
say,
so short.
it is a short story.
I was like, wait, what?
Jedi.
That's it?
See, the thing about like Jedi Survivor, the new one, I definitely recommend it. I think it's a
Yeah,
yeah,
we're good.
I think it's a better game, like overall. I think even from a story standpoint too, absolutely. Um,
Okay.
I definitely recommend it. It's usually on sale, and
It's
so
about $60 at Walmart.
yeah, download it. Don't even bother. You'll usually get it on sale. If it isn't on sale, wait till it's on sale. But it's really good. It much better gameplay, everything, and yeah, you can like there's dismemberment and stuff. Um, but
Some of the navigating was really hard too.
yeah, navigating's a little bit better in this one. You
Okay.
have more of an open area for the hub,
Okay.
but you
There's
still
not a
go.
lot of planets too to like go to. It was so limited in the first game.
Yeah,
Force Unleashed, I feel you still had like you had a lot of variety to still move around
yeah.
in the game, but like
There's the one main hub is quite big, and like you can actually like really explore it and
okay.
everything. But yeah, when it comes to like other planets, like you have like some returning ones and stuff, but I believe there's like at least two or three new ones. I don't remember.
Hmm.
It's been a while since I played it
Yeah.
because like I finished it, but like yeah, I heavily recommend it. But yeah, like story wise too, even it's I think it's a better game. Um, One thing I do like about Vader in the first game though is how Cal is like literally just like got back into being a Jedi again, right? And like by the time Vader comes in, you're like, you literally are not going to win. The
Yeah.
only thing you can do is escape. Like this is like because if you even dare try to turn
Yeah, he
around,
just kills
it
you.
kills you immediately.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over.
You're done.
Yeah. God forbid you mess up platforming and it's just immediate. And I'm like, damn it, this sucks ass. That final boss battle with What's
Yeah.
Her Guts, holy shit, I was about to lose my mind.
She was annoying.
She was really hard.
Well, it was hard to
Because you
fight
have to
them.
read, yeah, and you have to really read people's movements. Not that this game doesn't do that, but you're given a ton of abilities where like just about everything you've unlocked in the past game, it's already unlocked. Because
Mm.
why would you have to re-unlock that again, right?
How
Instead,
do
you
they
learn
do
like
that
different
though?
varieties. So it's become just a basic part of his move set. So they've given you new moves and stuff. He has new lightsaber stances in this one. One of them, you literally have like a lightsaber and a blaster, and that shit cool.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. You have one of you have this new character, Bo. He gives you a blaster, and he's just like, hey, I know you're a Jedi and everything, but like these are different times and you might need this. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, I mean you're using it almost like that and then you're also like shooting and stuff. It's so cool. And then like dual blades like actually dual blade this time. It's not like him unlocking it and doing that for a second. It's like you are actually dual blading.
Okay.
And then there's heavy sword. I won't explain too much because it's a little bit of a spoiler, but
Oh.
the way they do implement him using a heavy sword, you know how like they'll have to kick up a sword
Hmm.
because it's so heavy. In this, he has to like yank it up, and then it's like heavy strikes.
Mm.
I won't explain too much
Okay.
about it because there's a lot, but it's really cool. Yeah, from a gameplay standpoint, it's a far better game,
Okay.
and then from a story standpoint, I think it is a better story. Um, yeah, and like because you also already know these characters now, and so you're not needing to like
Right.
re-meet them or anything. They give you an explanation of how much time's gone by, why everybody's in the places that they're in, but it's just a better story. I think it's some of the
Is
better
the
Star Wars.
girlfriend for him like? Do they? I hope they don't. I mean, that was the one thing I was just like, oh, remember the first game that like witch lady was like,
I
I'll go with
won't,
you.
I won't, I won't say much about it.
Okay, that's probably
Just,
something bad.
just play. No, no, I won't say much,
Okay.
but definitely, Jeff, play it for yourself. Play it for yourself. It's really good. Um, one thing I appreciate like about like Star Wars in general is the idea of like how against like marriage and all that like the Jedi were with all that, right?
Yeah.
But you can tell this is all the Star Wars theory I've watched speaking. But
Don't you think the Jedi was just as corrupt as a Sith?
yes, that
They
was
were
the
probably
prob
worse in a
that's
lot
the
of ways.
problem is Qui-Gon saw through that.
Right.
And so it's like this whole thing of like Qui-Gon knew that love was not a bad thing and that emotion wasn't necessarily a bad thing either. And he had talked to Yoda about this. Even Yoda agreed to him to a certain extent, but the problem is none of the other council would agree with him. That's why Qui-Gon was still only a Jedi Knight. He
Right.
wasn't a master. He didn't want to be a master because he knew a lot of what they were doing wasn't necessarily the right thing.
What do you
It's
think
why he
about
was so important to Anakin as a character that when he died, Anakin lost that father figure he absolutely
needed,
needed.
right? And Obi-Wan couldn't be
Obi-Wan
that.
was a brother,
Right.
not a father
Right.
figure.
Not
And
to
that
say
was the
Obi-Wan
whole.
tried,
Well, of
but
course he
again,
did.
it's like
But
there you can't.
that he lost that.
Right.
I want to get so political right now, but I can't because there's a testament there and I can't speak about it. But it shows how important of how Anakin absolutely needed a father figure, but that
Did
got taken away from him.
Did you see that video about David and Cornsweat being nerdy about Star Wars and talking
Mm-hmm.
about Anakin? And then there's that lady saying he was right and he was, or not right, but like justified. And I was like,
I mean,
in slaughtering the.
children and
Uh,
all those sand people,
I
even
don't
though
think he was
yeah.
justified. Clearly
No,
not.
no,
Here's one thing I really like about Anakin. Because I also want your input about Empire and the Republic. Okay? Or like, what is it? Jedi Order and the Sith Empire, whatever you wanted to call it. So, Anakin, there's this. Okay, I'm not one to fully support AI, but there's this video that's oh so
there's this
great
video.
about Darth Vader going to the grave of Padme.
Yeah,
And then Anakin is there. It's more mental, but Anakin speaking to him. And
yeah,
like, this is why you did what you did. And he's laying out every flaw about Anakin and how he was scared to lose Padme and all of this. And it was like, I was like, finally, that's it. This
yeah,
is Anakin. This is literally the downfall of Vader. And Vader's like, I can't go back. I'm not forgiven. I must be this and I must torture myself.
yeah,
I must lay in this. This suit is my torture
yeah.
because I can't be forgiven. And I'm like, but
It
like,
is really yeah.
it's so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
How far do you like? Because I understand that feeling of not being loved, right? Not feeling like you can be perfect enough.
Right.
And Anakin is like, it's just the perfect arc. It wasn't well written with the prequels. You can admittedly say
Yeah.
the
It can
writing
be.
of the
It should
prequels,
have been done better. Yeah.
it should have been done better. It was the writing was not great. But like Anakin, you can see the downfall in it. His like you said, yeah, his father figure was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Obi-Wan, I'm counting Clone Wars. Clone Wars is
Yes.
part of
Yes.
it.
That is canon. That is canon. Yeah.
Like, you can also tell how much Obi-Wan has tried though too. And I love their chemistry even more so in the Clone Wars
Mm-hmm.
because it
Yeah.
allows them. You're like, it's, it's just it's perfect. Episode 3 is a perfect movie of his downfall in the sense of you can really go in depth about the thought process of it and like
Yeah.
be like, well, I mean, he's definitely not justified.
No, absolutely not. But yeah,
Absolutely not. But like,
I
you look at
think
Anakin, it's like, well, the Jedi was terrible. They weren't great.
no. They
They
were
they were at fault.
the whole problem was like Qui-Gon knew that a Jedi, even a Jedi falling in love, was not necessarily a bad thing.
No.
It's when those emotions completely take over.
Yeah.
And even Yoda understood that. And so, and I think Obi-Wan wanted to understand that, but he was Jedi Master status, and
Yeah.
it's just like, well, like I don't want to miss out on the club, dude. But Anakin, quit doing it with the Queen, man. Like we can't, like,
Come on, dude. Pros before.
like listen, man, you're really screwing with my frat party, man. Like we're gonna have a couple
Yeah,
of
they're kind
a
of
couple of starlights later, and like you're really not invited, man. No, it, but it's such a testament of like if Anakin was having that relationship with Padme, Qui-Gon would probably do everything in his power to be like, okay, let's talk about it. Let's
well,
see
like
if we can make a change within like this corrupt order, because love is not the issue, emotion's not the issue. um there's a balance there. And Count Dooku saw through like the lies of the Jedi.
Did you see
Yes,
the shadow?
yes.
Oh,
But
dude,
that's like, that's like the whole problem, because and Count Dooku never went fully Sith. That's the one thing that I
right.
don't think people really realize. His eyes never turned yellow. If they ever started to, he'd lean back, right? He was able to use like lightning and stuff because he took bits and pieces from the dark side, which it makes it so funny that like Mace Windu is always just like, you're not following the Jedi path. Bitch, you use Sith powers, dick. Why do you think your lightsaber's purple?
Right.
Whole lot of bullshit. That's what you have. Gosh. Yeah, it's like Mace Windu's such a cool and great character,
He
but
is.
it's like
But
he is so severely flawed and such a hypocrite. I'm like, dog. I'm like, shut up, dude.
Well, and
Wasn't Plo Koon able to use lightning at one point too?
yeah. Oh, Plo Koon. Is he the one with the like large head?
No,
No, no. Who's
mask.
the one with the large head?
No, that's Kiadi Mundi.
He is a terrible
Yeah,
He's terrible.
But my main point is like the whole Jedi Council is a bunch of hypocrites.
They are.
And so like it's
Is it really? I mean, well, you can also put the blame game of was it Anakin's fault or was it the Jedi Order that drove him? Like
the Jedi
it was
Order
both,
failed
but
him.
yeah,
And so
drove
like
him to
when
do the bad.
yeah, and so like when he lost that father figure of Qui-Gon Jinn, that's when Palpatine steps in and becomes a father figure for Anakin, right?
Anakin, I am not Emperor Palpatine, but you should go do this.
No, but the way he explains it to
No, I know.
Anakin is extremely manipulative.
No, it is.
Yeah,
but he's definitely not
brainwashed.
hiding.
No,
It was
no,
terribly.
but that's why when he's just like, is one able to learn these powers? Not from a Jedi.
Not from a Jedi.
Yeah, but like it was so needed for Anakin to have a father figure. So then when Palpatine stepped in, it was so easy for him to get in. He didn't have to hide anything because Anakin just needed that, right? And like, have you heard my whole ramble about why I think Anakin might have been autistic and with the things he did? No, you may laugh, but I have
I'm curious.
receipts.
Okay.
No,
All right.
absolutely, this is just because George Lucas doesn't know how to write Anakin. But I mean, like, you could really base this off of like maybe either he was like autistic or he had like some serious like mental like learning issues, because like look at where he grew up. He
No,
grew up being
yeah.
a slave and all that, and then he was kidnapped by Jedi. Like what?
Well, he was bought. Okay.
He was he was.
He was bought. That's
So
still
you
not
think
good.
we should
No,
buy
no, no,
people?
no. That's awful. I'm just...
Oh, but it's okay if they buy people, huh?
No, it's awful.
Oh, yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
What
Let
I'm
me guess, and if they're a different color too.
Oh my god. No.
So you're saying we should bring that back?
No. I'm just saying, when you said stole, it's like, well,
They stole him with money
okay, yeah.
and slavery, but
Do you think the jet? Oh, sorry. Get into.
yeah.
I have a question about that era of. If do you think it's their code of being peacekeepers, not warriors? Do you think that's a right idea for them?
I think
Because
they use it. I think they use it as a cover, but I think they're just
because
buying children,
no, that's awful.
and then
But they're not also helping the systems too. You say there's like a gate of planets where they're like, we'll help you. But all these other planets, they're slave owned, and
I think
that's like, ooh, that's
I think
especially
their
from a
whole
code
thing.
of.
I think they just they know that this kid's force sensitive, and so they're like, "Come on,
Come on over. Yeah.
can we have your kid?
Yeah.
Can we have your kid?
No.
Can we have your kid? No, but like with Anakin, for instance, it's like look at how bad his social cues are. You know what I mean? It's like what I mean specifically
Now,
is
are you counting the Clone Wars in this?
we'll step aside from Clone Wars for just a minute,
Okay.
because well, no, actually,
There's-
and what I
okay.
mean by this specifically is like, because even in Revenge of the Sith, although his social cues aren't great, and that's George Lucas's doing, um,
I'm only
his
in love
his
with-
anger his anger though is still a very valid part of Clone Wars, and so I'll go ahead and still round
Okay.
that up in there into what I'm talking about. So his social cues, especially like in Attack of the Clones, for instance, the way he talks to Padme,
Oh, it's pretty bad.
it's bad, and like almost the way he's doing it is like he wants to tell her something and he's just explaining it the best way he can. Also Padme might be slightly a groomer, but like we're just gonna we're gonna just
Padme,
we're just gonna pass over that for a second.
She's just Natalie Portman, so we're
She's
just
Natalie
gonna pull
Portman,
aside the
It's like
questionable.
Pedro Pascal, hey, my female co-star. Let me touch you.
Oh
gosh. I'm just really anxious right now. Let me touch your face. That's the second time.
Oh jeez. We're not condoning this. This is
No. No, all I'm saying, no. But yeah, and like just the way he talks to her and everything, the way like the things he's like representing, like um him being like, I don't like sand, it's coarse and rough and
Also just
irritating.
really bad writing.
Yeah,
And
it's
was that
bad
the
writing.
intent of George Lucas to make him autistic?
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like this is me coping.
No,
like let
you
me
can
cope
perceive
for-
it.
right?
Absolutely.
And I think perceiving it as it makes a lot of
It makes
sense.
a lot of sense,
And it
yeah.
especially makes a lot of sense for him like falling for Palpatine's stuff, because you can tell especially like in Revenge of the Sith, it's not like he immediately falls for like Palpatine stuff, because he's just like, you are a Sith Lord. You are the one we've been looking
He's
for and
slow
every
to
yeah,
come up
he's
to.
slow to come up to it,
Yeah.
but like when he does find out, he's like, "You are a Sith Lord. I'm gonna have to turn you in." And it all goes to
Yeah. Yeah.
shit. But like, well, and I mean, he literally tells Mace Windu. Mace Windu's like, "We'll handle it."
You're fine.
Yeah.
You'll get your rank here soon, but
Yeah.
step aside. Let the
Yeah.
frat boys
We'll
come in.
talk about your ranking later.
Gosh.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah, I
just
know.
not that guy,
Dude,
dude.
Samuel L. Jackson's great.
Yeah.
He's a wonderful actor. I'm
Yeah.
just like, character of Mace Windu.
Was Windu racially motivated?
Oh,
Could you imagine?
jeez.
Planet motivated. Just like that damn kid don't have no father. No wonder you didn't like him. You didn't like him because because
Oh my
Anakin
God.
didn't have a father.
Oh, jeez.
It's just like he's like, even I had a dad. What a freaking dweeb. No, but like just his social cues in all of Attack of the Clones, it comes off as like just not
there.
quite
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
And specifically when he goes and kills the Sand People for killing his mom, the way he like tells Padme about this, he's just like, you know what I mean? Like he
Yeah.
like he's telling her just what he did, and he knows what he did was wrong, but like I don't know, something there about that social cue. It
No,
feels
yeah.
so like he's almost
How did
mentally
Padme say I love
he's
you after that?
right. But it makes him seem almost mentally challenged, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The way he's phrasing it to her and telling her about this,
Yeah.
it's like a little kid. It's like he never grew up, which I think's the point, right? He
Do
didn't
you
have that
think
father figure.
Ahsoka helped him kind of grow up? And
Yeah,
we're counting
yeah.
the Clone Wars
Yes.
too, because
Well,
it's
yes,
like
yeah, it put him in a leadership role where he had to like do something, but he treated her a lot like the way Obi-Wan would have treated him, right? He's a lot more jokey with her and everything, but I mean, it's like that's all he knows, right? Like he didn't have that father figure. Obviously, Clone Wars is a better written show and everything.
do you think
And
that kind of suffers episode 3 a little? I think it personally adds a lot to
yes,
episode 3.
yeah,
But you
but
can
I
also
feel
be
like
like,
at
well,
episode
there's no Ahsoka mention. There's none of these.
with episode 3 too, I think it's also like better writing, and then I think also in the fact that like Anakin is a little more mature by then.
Mhm.
But like when you look at Attack of the Clones, he's what, 19? He's 19. He's 19 in that continuity.
Yeah.
And so but he's still acting very childish. And like especially like when he kills those people, he's sitting there just saying, "I hate them. I hate them."
Yeah, very childish.
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, something's not clicking up here." Um and so like when you go to like yeah, even like Clone Wars, his anger is still a major issue. It's still an incredible issue.
Season 7 was probably the best written season of Clone Wars, though. As far
Was that
as
final season?
that
No,
was the final season,
what was
and
that?
that was where it let Anakin's fall play out.
I think
without
the
you
last
having-
4 episodes of
Yes,
of the
that's
final
yes.
season, because I think the rest are just a bunch of hoopla. But
It was a little, yeah, it was a
bunch of
little.
hoopla. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. It was a bunch of hoopla.
It was rough start.
It was Filoni just
But-
being like, "Let's write Ahsoka doing something silly."
I love Ahsoka. She was one of the best characters of that show.
Yeah.
But
Did Filoni kind of shove her in? Sure.
it was the
she's
seventh
still-
season was such
It just
like the 4 episodes that concluded it. You could really feel episode 3 play. And the
Mhm.
ghost of Anakin basically
using Hayden's and
I'm trying to remember his name. I know what you're talking
yeah.
about.
Isn't it like Christian something? Christensen something.
I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about. Yeah. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but
I keep thinking of Hayden Christensen, but I'm like, no.
it also
that's
even
when
talks
Anakin-
about the Jedi Order.
Yes,
About
yeah.
how Ahsoka's like, Ahsoka had every justifiable right to not like the Jedi Order too,
Yeah,
because she's like,
and
why would you let Anakin's furious? Of course he is.
yeah,
Count Dooku is dead, and you're not ranking him master and everything, and he's like Obi-Wan was talking to Ahsoka and stuff personally, and she's like, no shit, Sherlock. Like, what do you think? Like, you think Anakin's just gonna be okay with that?
yeah. I think the whole thing too is like episode 2 with him being so childish. It's like by the time we get to Clone Wars and stuff, you can tell he's matured and he's learned more.
Yeah.
And so it's like I think my argument about him like still like possibly being mentally challenged or something,
Yeah.
I think can still ring true because he still has extreme anger problems, and especially if we go by episode 3, um, him just like kind of falling for Palpatine stuff,
Yeah.
like he just needed that father figure,
Mm.
right? And like, here's a person in power, and even though he's not like a Jedi master, this one's also being like, oh, I can grant you power. You don't need to be a
Right.
Jedi master. It's okay. It's, I don't know. I think Anakin, again, a lot of it's writing, and I think it's a lot of the direction George Lucas gave him. But like, I feel like Anakin can come off as very like almost like he just never grew up,
Mm.
which I think is totally valid in
Yeah, I
the sense
think
of
it
like
is,
where his
especially when
upbringing,
he was bought
was.
out to,
Yeah,
as a kid, to just
as a
be.
slave. Yeah, and like
That's like, yeah, of course he wasn't able to develop all
yeah,
that.
and that's why like when he's trying to tell Padme how he feels, it's like it comes off as so awkward and everything because he never
He
had
never had a
that.
chance to.
And then he's also along with people who don't believe in that.
Right, right.
And so like it's this whole problem of like if Qui-Gon I think was still around, I think there would have
Things would
been
have been so.
I think the Jedi Order would have been
Palpatine.
completely overhauled.
Palpatine
Palpatine would
could
have
do
been
it.
caught.
Yeah, he would.
The Jedi Order would have been completely overhauled to a point where it's like, hey,
Right.
it's not wrong for you to feel that way. It's not wrong to have a family. It's how you're going to harness those emotions and how that's going to work in your life, right? Because Luke sees that too. It's more of, especially if you like read the comics, which aren't canon anymore, but Luke gets married.
Yeah.
And everything. But like even Luke knows that like that's not necessarily the thing. Now anymore in the if we look at like Mandalorian and like Book of Boba Fett, Luke actively does push the old Jedi orders like rules of being like you can't have those emotions, okay? So like, and I'm just like, no, you can. That was the whole problem with the Jedi Order is their ruling and everything. It just was not
Yeah.
it's not right. Yeah. And so, yeah. I mean, they botched him in The Last Jedi, so whatever.
Well, what's Star Wars really at this point? None of it really makes sense anymore. You don't know what connects or doesn't.
Wait, you're saying The Last Jedi isn't the best Star Wars movie ever made?
I really liked Ahsoka. Oh no, the show.
Yeah, but The Last Jedi, did you not think it was the best movie ever made?
Oh, it's the blue milk really inspired the milk.
The green milk of him
The green milk
milking
really inspired me.
the nipple of that creature.
It told me, out of this gigantic,
I don't know why you're
lump of
laughing.
a.
This is a serious matter. That really deeply connected. I was never breastfed as a child. So I really felt
That really opened up that there's a world of possibilities with all that milk.
exactly.
He needs some milk. That really.
When it was all over his beard
God.
and he threw the lightsaber away, I
Jeez.
really felt a connection to Mark
Yeah,
Hamill as a
totally.
person.
Mm. I mean, come on, the Mary Poppins scene with Leia going.
That was a whole lot of horse shit. That's what that was. I think
But I
Ryan
mean,
Johnson.
she's powerful. She's strong,
Who gives a damn? Like JD Vance says, I don't give a shit what you call it.
Okay, all right. Wowzer.
That was a really funny tweet. Listen, I'm not condoning any of it. I just thought it was a funny tweet. Did you see his tweet on that? Do you know what I'm talking
I
about?
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they were talking about like the
Yeah.
cartel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give a shit what you call
Oh
it.
boy. We're
Dude,
not political on here.
no,
This is
politics are
just
just funny. The things people will say anymore. Oh my gosh. I don't remember what Chuck Schumer said the other day. I was laughing my head off. I'm like, dude, people, they get the oldest people in office. They're just like, what, that person's literally 112? Get that man in Congress now.
shot.
Get him in office. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What's that? What's that? The ashes of somebody? Get them in the seat. Why are they not in the Senate, dude?
Oh, God.
Come on.
Jedi Order, am
The Jedi Order, literally politicians now.
yeah.
We should become politicians.
We're not doing that.
We're gonna become
That's
politicians. We're gonna lie.
No.
We're gonna
I'm
lie.
doing that one.
I'm gonna clip this.
Oh
I'm gonna clip this. Make posters.
jeez.
Vote for us, and we'll lie to
No,
you straight
no.
to your face. We'll lie straight to your face. We're
Okay.
just open about it. Unlike politicians. Every politician, any side.
So Night Fighter's a really cool character.
What's his political affiliation? Is he the Green Party?
He's oh well he's blue, so he's a blue skinned alien, so
Democrat. I see.
oh no. God, no. Oh no.
That would be kind of a fun video idea. It's like, what political affiliation would like our characters be? Like just from like a standpoint. I'm cooking right now. What are you talking about? You're looking at me like I'm going psychotic. Like I think
No, I mean, if anything, I guess you could say Night Fighter would lean towards what Superman would be. He really would care. Well, so
Brown
okay.
Party. He poops his pants. Is the Brown Party a real thing? In the comments, is the Brown Party a real thing? I'm too lazy to look it up.
So Night Fighter would have.
You're veering away. Nah, I'm just goofing.
I know.
I don't take politics serious at all.
Yeah, no, I know. Neither do I. Yeah.
Yeah. Unironically, the Jedi Order is very much like politics, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
it's quite literally
no,
like the Senate.
what's the first movie even about? Trade systems with the. Did you see Ryan
Throw
George's...
a couple of tariffs on that.
Did you see Ryan George's pitch meeting?
I think
my son won't shut up about the trade system and the politics. You know, who needs games?
Mine just sits at home shooting womp rats with his T-16.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, I mean, literally everyone would probably agree. Star Wars is about politics.
Yeah.
There is an in-space world universe about politics.
Yeah.
That is no question. They are not trying to hide that.
Star politics.
Star politics.
Star politics.
Empire, Republic, you know, I think...
Yeah.
Do you think Empire was any better at their reign than the Jedi Order was? Not to say they were great, you know, I'm not saying the Empire was like, just... hey, they're great, but their system in place. Do you think they had... What do you... My last question to you. Jedi Order, their program, their layout, what they did for people and citizens around the galaxy compared to the Empire. I'm not ruling out that there's bad stuff that's happened.
They were just different forms of communism.
Okay.
They were like
okay.
I mean, you could make an argument that maybe like the Jedi Order was like socialism, but like we're like socialists.
Yeah.
But like even still, it verges way more on communism. Same way. I mean, like the Empire was just communist, but like
do you think they what I'm saying is, so like out of civil,
the separatists is the one that that the Republic went against.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking of the names. Yeah.
Yeah.
Empire and the
And
Republic,
then Separatists.
or
What
the
if you had to
Rebellion.
pick one of the three? What do you think tried their best at like human civilized?
There's good
Like
people on both sides. No,
oh God.
no, I mean, obviously, I'm gonna say like the if we're gonna pick from the two and like
Or I mean, you can count Separatists. I guess I don't know what they.
no, well, hold on. If we're talking specifically the Separatists and the Republic, like obviously the Republic's gonna be in the better eye, but it's like yeah, like if we're talking like if we go into like the Jedi Order and then well like it's hard to say because like the Republic's like the whole army and then like the Separatists would have been that whole army, but then if we talk about like towards like Luke and Leia's time, it'd be like the rebellion and the Empire.
Right.
Um, it yeah, I mean the problem is like the way George Lucas sets them up is like they're so actively evil,
Right.
right? So
Right.
it's not like honestly I can kind of get behind some of the Empire's ideas. Like I think that
No, there's no bad. I'm
no,
just saying,
yeah,
like the way of living, they probably wasn't as. I mean, I don't know. Like it's people.
the
The people have argued about how Empire had some logical stuff,
the Empire was just like outright they
but
outright looked out for themselves. I think like when you talk about like the Republic and like how the Jedi Order and everything worked,
yeah,
it was like they were actively like feeding the rich type deal.
yeah,
Like their cities and everything were massive and like they funded well and all that. But there's gross parts of the cities. Why do you think like there's death sticks and stuff like
that's what
that?
I'm saying. Yeah,
Right? So it it's I don't know, with like the Empire and stuff, it was just like if things were already messed up as they were, it was just messed up as they were. Now if you were part of the Empire, you were just a part of the Empire. Like you got fed and everything, everything's all good. Everything's hunky dory. With the rebellion, they still actively were with the people. That's why the rebellion's so easy to like side with because it's like, oh, we're for the people. The Empire's evil. They're
yeah.
literally no,
Well, I
they're
mean,
literally blowing up planets. They are literally killing.
yeah, no, they're bad.
You should just join the rebellion if you have any heart. Yeah,
Yeah,
nobody's saying that. It's not like
like
they have like
Andor's.
yeah. So people on Tatooine were like, yeah, I don't know if I should join like the rebellion or the Empire. It's like. Yeah, are you literally siding with
I'm
like
not gonna wait
space
till the Empire drafts
Nazis?
me into.
Yeah, are you siding with space Nazis or are you
Yeah,
with
they're all.
like what's the yeah? It's not like it
Yeah,
wasn't like a literal like
it's a bit
actual like
convoluted
yeah
if you really think about it. I think Andor does a good job at depicting maybe the like a better realization from the citizens' viewpoint
yeah
of like what's happening. But watching Clone Wars, they've really pointed out how the Jedi Order has been failing too, like
yeah
especially on both sides. So it's like it's good to me. It's like it's a fun idea to be like, well, what is it
mm,
with both of them? Like, what was the pros and cons? Because I mean, they were still bad on
mhm,
both sides. It's
yeah
just like Jedi Order was pretty strict about a lot of things, and they didn't
yeah
care about a lot of people other than
yeah just yeah the whole point of it is like it was never something that was going to last. It was a broken
right.
thing that was meant to look perfect. It
Yeah.
just yeah um why does a society fail? It's
Hmm.
they stop talking, they go into war, and then just nobody agrees, and they don't voice their opinions anymore. They just start shutting people down, and when people can't talk,
Right.
division. Yeah, civil war. Yeah, it's a tale as old as time.
Right.
It's yeah, that's why it's so important to like for people to have debates and talk and everything because then you can like understand the other side rather than trying to silence the other side and being, just shut up. Mm-mm. It's not how society works. It's
Mm.
Roman Empire failed, and that's just how. Yeah, that's just how.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh, yeah. I mean, that's what's so interesting about like politics and like how I don't think people really realize it, but it's always written down in stories about like war and everything. Is how like this disconnect happens because people then become silent, whether it be on one side or the other. And then when that silence happens, that's when war breaks out, right? See what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's just, when you don't talk with each other, that's how like a marriage fails, right?
Yeah.
When communication stops, breaks it off. That's how friendship stops. You stop talking, connection falls apart.
Right.
Yeah. We as humans, as life itself, we are built to have connection, right? And so that's why it's so important to keep connection.
Mm.
You're going to have friendships that fall apart, and that's just how it is. But always keep connection, because like if you don't have connection, statistically, like your mental health goes down, your physical health goes down, it can kill you. It can literally kill you. Loneliness can kill you. That's why it's important to talk with people and have friends, at least.
Mm-hmm.
It's we're built for community, right? um Same way as we're meant to use our voices and all that. That's why God made us. We're meant to be social beings,
Yeah.
especially with him, right? It's Yeah, just laid out a big thing of wisdom. Sorry about that.
Well, well, Daddy
It's a
chill.
it's a thing. Daddy chills. Cool.
No, you're...
But you see what I mean? Like
Yeah.
even us talking, like
Right.
this is how you make connections. This is how you avoid conflict.
Yeah.
Sure, conflict can come up in a conversation,
Right.
but that can be sorted, right?
Yeah. Right.
It's just when communication stops, when people stop talking, that is when bad things happen.
Right.
It's when stuff falls apart. Yeah. It'd be like if you stopped working on a project, it's never going to get done, or it's literally going to fall apart.
Right.
That's just the way life goes. Stop giving it
And
time.
we're not going to stop on Fate and Liberty. Even though our footage fell, we had difficulties on retrieving footage. We're going to put that together and release it.
We're going to get it.
We're going to get it.
We're going to put it right in.
Tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Foreplay's overrated. I'm going to just get right in there.
Okay.
I said that the first one too. That should be a running thing for us. Towards the end, we're just like, and remember, guys, foreplay's overrated. Just get in there. This one's gonna be controversial a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. It's mostly joking.
Yeah.
They
We're
know.
all, yeah.
Hopefully. Just to cleanse the palate, had some ASMR in there. I had
Fart
a question. Oh, I don't think I mentioned this. I did eat Taco Bell before this, so
So I'm literally dying right now. Just
yeah.
kidding.
I have not farted once. I'm feeling pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It might come back and haunt me later because I'm drinking coffee. I picked the literal worst thing to eat from Taco Bell. I'm like, a chili cheese burrito.
Yum.
Yum, I can't wait to have it just blow out of me later.
So you had a question.
Oh, yeah. So I had like we know how you got me. You know how we got me on the cast.
Yes.
How do you find other people to cast in your stuff?
Well, that is
Secret?
no.
You can't tell me.
Friends of friends, social
Friends of friends.
media,
Yeah.
just trying to, I mean, I would rather try to meet people in person.
Right. What's the weirdest way you've gotten somebody to join the cast? Or like the most unusual. Maybe not weird, but like unusual. Like like you're like, man, how did this happen?
Messenger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, just social media. Like,
Right.
I don't like trying to, well, it's hard because you don't know if this person's in state or out of state too.
Right.
So you're like, well, it's hard. People don't like to socialize as much in person out there. You don't just go up to a stranger and be like, "Hey, you want to be in my film?" Like, you're not
Well,
gonna.
you don't do that?
No, as weird as it is there. So it's like, how do you find that
Right.
normalcy in either social media or in person? So
Hmm.
it's really just like, you're a friend of mine, and then on Instagram it says, "Oh, he's a friend of Luke."
Blah blah blah. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, at least that person knows you. Maybe I can be like, "Hey, I'm a friend of Luke."
I've had people come
Yeah.
to me and they're like, "Do you know this guy?" I'd be like, "Yeah." They're like, "Should I do this?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm
I
like, "Yeah, you
swear, I
should do
hope
that."
I'm not, never
No,
am I
no,
trying to like,
no. I've never had it where like somebody's just like, "This guy's creeping me out." No, they'll just be like, "Do you know this? Why are they asking me to be in their film?" And
right.
I'm just like, "Oh yeah, that's Nick." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I've done stuff for him. Yeah, he's great." And then they'll be like, "Oh, okay, so you do know?" I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah.
I'm
No, we
like,
have a couple
so
of people who are friends with you who are on our cast now too.
right,
Um, Again, I just, how do you go about that? We're not a business. We're not an official business. We can't have like waivers or like professional
I mean, you
layout
can
of,
have waivers, but they just won't mean
they
anything.
won't mean anything, right? And I don't want to be that kind of person. Like,
Right.
again, you talk about community and socializing. I want to socialize. I want to, be a community and try to invite people who are creative, who want to make stories, who understand where we are going with our point. But at the end, I want people to show their talents. I want them to act if they want to act. Let's act. You want to be a director, let's get you there.
Right.
I want to help people with their dreams too. How can we do that is coming together. Let's make this story. Let's work up. And you know how I've given you Matt. You've had a lot of story ideas for him. We won't get into that, but I want you to be able to create,
Mm-hmm.
and collaborate, So it's like that's probably the best answer I can give you is, I mean, yeah, unfortunately, a lot of it's social media. It's just,
Well,
how else am I able
how
to,
else are you gonna do it? Yeah.
right? You can't just go up or be like, let's try to creep on finding this
We've
person's
got this.
address
We've
and
got this new story idea. Would you be a part of it? And they're like, "Sure. What's it about?" And you're like, "Well, it's about this guy named Matt."
that's it.
That's all we got so far. Please, God, tell me you have something else.
We were really working on the Taco Bell storyline
We
for
we
him.
we we had this one,
Yeah,
and
the
like
chili
we
cheese
got a
burrito.
sponsorship from Dude Wipes, but
Yeah,
like
it's to wipe a lot.
unironically, Dude Wipes hit hard. Unironically,
Ironically.
yeah. I
Yeah.
got free samples from Sam's Club.
Did you?
You know how you can scan the card and then
Yeah.
you get the that's
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
And then I bought. I was like, these are cool. It just starts eating them. Did you ever slight tangent? Have you ever had the candy paper
No.
and then you'd write on it with the gel pen?
Mm-mm.
What? I so when I went to Florida for my friend's wedding, um Becky was with us and we went to like the Five Below
Mm.
and they had the candy paper and the jelly pen type thing. And I was like, oh, like when I was a little kid, I loved that stuff. Mm. I had it, and it was not good. Very ungood.
Oh,
Yeah, I I don't. I,
that's the story for Matt's character.
yeah, yeah. It's like really dark. Yeah, as soon as he eats, he's like,
I'm vengeance.
I was like,
I'm the Joker now.
I'm the Joker,
I'm
baby.
the Joker, baby. This paper made me sane.
Have you seen that video of the dude at the convention, and he's like doing a Joker like skit? Let's sh- we'll it's not copyrighted because it's just an internet video. So you're gonna get a live reaction to
Okay.
this. This is like the Joe Rogan show where we just there's that David guy. We're talking about the beginning of the video. Hold on. I'm the Joker, baby. It's bad.
I'm the Joker, baby.
I did see that. Yeah.
You like that? Should he be the next Joker?
Yeah, I think you could pull it off.
You have a lot of faith in him.
No, I don't know. I mean,
I'm the Joker, baby.
yeah, sounds perfect.
uh,
Oh.
top 10 Joker moments. Number one. Yeah, I have a really hard time like when it comes to like when they write the Joker because sometimes they write him as way too try hard.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the one recently. It was maybe not necessarily that they try it. It's more of like when they do the voice. Um one Joker I really like is from have you ever watched the Batman show? And it was like the animated show. It's one
haven't
of the
seen much
less
of it.
popular ones. Um but it's the one where like they would whisper into the microphone at the beginning of the theme song. They'd be like, "The Batman," and it was really good. But I really like that Joker. I forgot who he was voiced by, but it's different and it's really good. It's a good depiction of the Joker. That show was a lot more action esque because like, I mean, the Penguin's like doing hand to hand combat and
No.
stuff. But yeah, I think that's a good interpretation of the Joker. Obviously, the animated series, Mark Hamill, very, very good Joker.
Right.
Um, but like Jared Leto.
The best. I can't even say that straight.
Wow. Yeah.
Guys, he's in Tron. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Jared
I
Leto.
hope Tron's good, but man,
Um, apparently, it's not supposed to have any correlation with Korra and Sam. It's supposed to take like 17 years later.
oh, as long as it's still like I guess a part of the
It's
story,
its
it's
own
just
thing. It's not. Well,
as long as it still is connected. You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
know though. That's the thing.
Oh,
They're saying, yeah, it's connected, but we're not
maybe it's
gonna.
connected to the Snyderverse.
I had an argument about this with my friend. You cannot set up a story with Korra, who is basically the cure for the world, because she was the answer to the cure and legacy. Like they built her up. She was the answer, right? She comes into the world. You would think, you would thunk that the government been like, maybe we should keep an eye on those two, or hey, maybe we should intervene. But now it's just all about AI. And they're like, oh, forget about that story.
But Nine Inch Nails is doing the soundtrack. No. Did you ever watch Flapjack?
No.
You never watched Flapjack
Mm-mm.
with Captain Knuckles and Flapjack? Really? Dang. I've been obsessed with I used to watch the show when I was little. Have you seen those clips like a hermit or whatever. Where I forgot what the scene was. These are all gonna fall flat because you don't know it. Flapjack was a
alright.
weird show. It was a really weird, like cartoon on Cartoon Network. It was really funny, um, but it had like really silly humor. It was almost kind of like if SpongeBob was even weirder.
Weird Al's doing a SpongeBob episode apparently.
Or he did, or so.
It's like normal short pants something. Tim Bob short.
Some.
Like okay, you're a kill. Like I love Weird Al, but
I
you're
think
killing
after
SpongeBob at that point.
what's his name who created SpongeBob died, I think it's just been like
It's not good.
Nickelodeon's just been trying to keep the IP alive.
Yeah.
The new Sonic Racing game looks good though, and the reason why I connected it to SpongeBob is because SpongeBob and Patrick are playable characters in it.
Okay.
Minecraft is gonna be in it. Hatsune Miku.
Chick and Jockey.
Jake and Jockey. Yeah. Did you watch the Minecraft movie?
Oh, I own it. So okay.
Wow.
Quick rant here. Hold on. Let me give you.
Honestly, not enough Minecraft. Not enough Jack Black.
I needed way more Jack Black. No. Okay, let me clarify here. It's a crappy movie. It's funny as hell. Like
it's the director of Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre.
It's one of those movies that I would definitely watch again. Because
I need to watch it.
Here's the thing. I personally did not grow up with Minecraft. So I don't care for it. Personally, it's not that intriguing to me. I watched the movie because I didn't have anything to go off of. Watched it and I came out enjoying it more than I did. Thought I would.
That's awesome.
It's a terrible movie though.
Well,
it's awful.
It's just a goof. Yeah.
It's a goof, but it's like a bad good movie.
That's good. That's what it
Characters are terrible. The only great character was Jason Momoa.
What about Steve?
Jack Black kind of overdid it for me a little. The kids and that was all just.
But Chicken Jockey.
Look, Jack Black was entertaining, but Jason Momoa
What about Lava Chicken?
I gotta show you a cool remix of that.
That's awesome.
Because there's some cool remixes I heard. Jason Momoa had the most character development out of the whole movie. He was the most entertaining character for me personally. There's so much that I've talked about with like Nolan and other people about how bad it is.
I guess Jason Momoa is a man of his craft.
First we mine, then we craft. Let's Minecraft.
Don't they actually say that? Yeah, say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know they were just goofing with that movie.
Oh, I know. Yeah, they're not taking it seriously. I'm well aware of that. That's why I own it. Because I was like, as terrible, and I pointed out a lot of things that I really didn't like about the movie. But at the end of the day,
not enough Chicken Jockey.
Not enough people messing up theaters.
That was so stupid. That just pissed me off.
I was like, okay, there's a line there. No, it was fun, enjoyable.
I almost want to make it segments where I show you like terrible internet videos.
Yeah. Well, we can talk more about that in our next episode.
Yeah.
I think we're a little.
The next one, I'm going to show you the guy's video of and stay tuned for this. This guy's video on the top 10 hottest Sonic characters.
Oh my god.
One of the funniest videos ever. I forgot what he says. He says something about Sonic being handsome or something. He's just like one of the fastest and most attractive video game characters.
Okay. Cool.
Oh my gosh. People on the internet are just insane. I love them so much. Sometimes.
All right. Well, I think we probably went over our time here today, but maybe that's okay. Maybe a little bit. We had a really great conversation, though.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I'm feeling pretty good. I definitely got a little hyper, but
yeah, Well, hey,
I got through almost all my questions, so.
okay. I didn't have as much questions prepared. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I didn't have many, but I was able to branch them off
Yeah,
into some more.
I think it was a well balanced episode this round. And for people listening in on Spotify and other podcast platforms, if it is published there, thank you for listening in. Watch our video on YouTube. Go to Ignited Flames Entertainment on our YouTube channel. We are a entertainment channel. We're not political. This is a commentary. So we are here open to have open discussion and commentary about things that inspire us and about the world, people, and funny memes, and a lot of top 10 Sonic fan love crushes. And
Yep.
yep.
I don't give a shit what you call it.
Luke showed me his diaries. Wait, I mean,
How did you know that?
I,
I told you not to talk.
you told me that in confidence, Jerry.
That's not okay. It's not okay.
Sorry. Dang it. Just, man, let me tell you about the fanfiction of Anakin.
Oh, you haven't even seen my Anakin Obi-Wan. Anakin and Obi-Wan stuff is
yeah.
it's even more gruesome.
We are nerds who have coffee, guys. Fun conversations. Well, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Luke, for doing this segment and kind of leading it. And just fun to have you here.
I'm something of a podcaster.
It's just gonna wait for a meme like that. I'm something of a podcaster myself. Well, stay tuned. If you have anything you'd like for us to talk about, please comment below. And stay tuned to our podcast segments. We're going to be doing this once a week. And as a ending point, Luke, you want to end us in prayer?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Lord, thank you today for just bringing us together and that we're able to have these conversations no matter how crazy, how kooky they might get. I just pray over all of us this week, this weekend and week that's coming up. Just pray that you can continue to guide us and that we're able to just represent you in a good light, Lord. Pray over healing and just all the love you can give us throughout our week, Lord. It's in your precious and holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. We'll see y'all next week.
Don't eat things off the ground.
Sand is rough and coarse. Gets everywhere.
Editor, edit me
Mine
vomiting.
free.